ane beko benkum ebeko nifa se koyi anase enkoyi ya fa se da kese ma diso chocolate ndio hia ene ensuo hye ne special ice mineral water is okrojin wo mo ada ma chese wo pese obo kidney ene obrebo anase kidney ne liver no ho ban a bo mode anse de bia wo benum ensuo na tumi abo anye saade a ene na enko kasa obi na kumantwi na wo aboti akonope na ode ahoma esane ne konso sanse ne nipedua no niam ye die no ne ade enhyeda moaye ba wonum suo no a ene tumi wash system ni niam ni nyina ebesim wala no pede asem ne ye ba be kan still a wonim se na wotwe ekọ na wotwe mienu nyina mu na ye de aka monument e ka me no mienu taxes ho adwa committee no so guso omo ye adwuma omo do omo adwuma ba wiye afa ne ye hwe kwan se committee ne de na report e ba betu minister of interior no te committee no se de ba be hu de ekọ hwan ne kun kaka nipa mienu na tuo no eka awom no eka awom wo kwan ben so hwan ena edi bone hwan na edi mfunso emra ben ena ne oya no ebedi ene the most critical issues are abapa monument de na family mienu taxes ni sika ye tua ene commentary akoso ne Mashebedwa finance committee wo mo de kan ayo recommendation de akwa committee ne mebo video no e kire wa pedifo no de ato edwa se pam no twa no sese kura de wo mo nye cars ni bio enti yentwa cars na yeje ema Mashebedwa fo no na yentwiti Mashebedwa fo nte se de ye minister sana asoafo no because wo mo ntia se de entia akwa Mashebedwa fo kekenti ye di wo matem na no kuada Wednesday no mene honorable Richard Champo Kasai wo jaso media so KFM yebeko ho na prince ape video no amaye na honorable free minister so e de ne de beka ho se akoye se otan ene yawo enti Ghana 4% omo criticize MPs no ene sika omo je e de toka na ba sika no eye loan eye bosia but dig this na no na me share that bet na higher research be ma from 2019 said the President Kufuor ete monument committee a mo report aba akwakoya asem o the first lady ni ade ewu mu no ene lawyer ba ko Yera Boama e ba be kire mu say whether or not article 17 no said the na no me kan ma mu no ye betimi atwemu a ma na akwakosi first lady for and second lady for so but in any case omo disika na ba nti enkofo guso the pressure to ye ma melody na ma ne other former first ladies who say any allowances or margin no family NDCC that is not the issue. The issue is about Professor Intiama Bedu committee no report no a enka o attempt to say obest church article 71 because social constitution ma article 71 ay entrenched article ay article I want to mean sorry prekope ka say o sesa parliament need to mean so obest entrenched article president kwa need to mean so obest entrenched article this say they say they near choir district assembly elections MMDCs na ye ka say ento abama DC for no yes ye be just ye referendum na referendum nipa e beto aba na mu 70% ka say ye ntu no sei eti we ye article 71 onim eno na ma hu at the time 1992 ye consultative assembly na ye de ye constitution no utum say abro ni beye kakra e wo mpedifo no because senya abro a Ghana ye third world country even at the time of 1992 na Ghana ohia no na krampo eye sa 1992 na Ghana ohia ni ye free 83 community maba ame ye ho kire structural adjustment program na ye de adwuma na shada nkoye ame ye say okay ene Bretton Woods institution say well IMF World Bank no ade o so o Ghana be di ni dia ene no mbeji Ghana di only when Ghana practices democracy and it's a Ghana nya democracy dia no mo nyi ebibi man penifo ni wa hwe ye ni e discam o mo anu ma akodi enti yansesa ne emra constitution eno ene push President Rawlings unto sha obi aso o ma ne bosia and he could not continue to do business with Cuba what I say with Cuba and Libya and those Russia any of those countries are, at the time no typical socialist countries no. Now at that time no capitalism was sweeping around the world enti o man bia na ho che ni bia ukobo besia kwa beko capitalist nations to say America to say UK and other European countries to work kwanya bosia enti Rawlings was forced to bring the 1992 constitution but yemo na baso so otumi ye na o transition home from a military leader to a first a democratic leader but constitution e ban article 71 no because of say na make us abroni be yenti because most of the people who were in Rawlings Abemu at the time were catered for who had become district secretaries and all that because at the time no military leadership PNDC tiny any ministers You were secretary of way, secretary of agri, secretary of the most of them were cadres. I know many President Rawlings. A year activism mama from 79, 81, be a part of his government. The idea was to protect Sankofono. Because Bebreno from the revolution days, na niema no ma ye na nkofo mini wo say about democracy be na fe de mraye adwuma they will deal with them. So no wonder say in 2003 when President Kufuor betena akonwa so from 2001 o win elections obeti National Reconciliation Commission na okase ye hwehwem niema na akoso under various military regimes like 79, 81 and all that. Now, President Kufuor was making an attempt to amend the constitution and remove some of the indemnity clauses, but they were so entrenched that we are enye. Sana Article 71 etieno. Eti Article 71 said yetia yeji sikama ministers, yeji sikama council of state, yeji sikama MPs, any ade no ensesane ensesachene be yedin. Eji say we use the public condemnation na eba no say Ghana for nyina adwa. Amobi ehun say ground enye. Now no research be a me chance on it. Research be a penny for years. Say I near to about me my baby can last 2 weeks say ye to about ne MPP for be lose. By ye to about now MPP be lose by about 9% margin. Say President Mama lead MPP by 9% margin. And not because e be a President Mama any extraordinary campaign so on your campaign be. But the sins of MPP no kwa na ekoso. At the chamber almost scandal for froba. And also there you can't blame NDC. One now scandal ba. Inti NDC for say and NDC for nya so abofo. In fact NDC win elections watch na. No better power watch na. Probably the NDC be worse than the MPP for ye. Worse than the MPP for ye. Because the NDC be different that we have not seen unless they promise us say almost sebi ebru sebi predators nyansa from the mistakes that they made when they were in power. Don't forget say this is the same NDC and no more power Rawlings. To me confront babies with sharp teeth. This is the same NDC and no more power. A right honorable Babin. I say family and friends government. But obi enim to say obi ade konania osua. I know NDC lose elections in 2016. The Kwesiboche report NDC choya. Bibia ade dance say NDC has learned its lessons. Look at performance of NDC in the last election. They did well. Campaign kakra NDC cry they did very well. I just say utu say near my NDC at the co-opposition and we mistakes in 2016 no NDC is still learning just say more room for improvement there but I come back to more taxes on which is MPP4 so Article 71 na yen to me because in 1992 ye di shame a be part of Ghana in fact on be Ghana emrabatan from 1993 no sir at the time no was intended to protect some people so this is a military kind of constitution. That is why for Professor Frimpong money are there advocating say beya Ghana say beya ye na yakoye nima this constitution must go. Constitution must go. Inti yen share the adventurism of Professor Intiamwa the committee now me say although Article 71 a entrenched article in the constitution omu need power some betimi amend an entrenched clause in the constitution or even recommend an entrenched clause in the constitution but they went ahead to report to say any 71 yentrim nkosi first and second lady so na ye mo some kind of regulated salary which in that case lawyers bebre argue say na ye mfa wadwuma ye ma job description there's no level of accountability to the people who are employing you which is Ghana government ukunu ni yama na adwuma any yama na job description because the job description of the president and the vice president our constitution. But there's no job description for the first lady. But yen to nsumin so nka first lady for nya adwuma o. But my main issue MPs, ministers, any council of state for no. But this is just by the way, just so that you get an idea. Yen to me so nka first lady for omo nya adwuma o. Offer Ghana Fourth Republic here. Ye fi Nana Kunodu as first lady. Any eba Mama Teresa Kufuor as first lady. Any eba Professor Mills wife, Mama na Adu Mills so. Any eba Mama Lodina Mahama. Any eba President Kufuor Aduyiri. All these 5 first ladies are Ghana for Enyano. We yen to me GH said they have contributed. In fact, single out somebody like Nana Rawlings. She's the longest serving first lady. Modia mami bo yenina. I always say yenya kwai me ye ko school because of the advocacy of Nana Rawlings. Nana Rawlings the ye dede send your girl child to school. Send your girl child to school. And then there ye twas wa and emaya nyina. And Kakaneno, the thinking was even after Kweji agree, Ebe can say if you train a girl, if you educate a girl, you have educated a whole nation. But if you educate a man, oh no, the Korea you cry, or even though na Papa Kweji agree, Ebe can say asem no. Nana Krodu is somebody who actually kind of executed an agenda for female and girl child education. Yeah, free sir, all is era ni nyina nene, ye nyina so. Ye wo hono ma yetumi akọ school no. And the generations that came after that. PNDC law 111. It is because Nana Krodu advocacy. And ma PNDC law ene, ukọ ware kra na ye wadwene say wo de wo nye we. Wo be fa oba na japade abusua penny person ya adventures. There is even a head of family law. Ni nyina through the advocacy of Nana Krodu Ajma Rollins. Head of family law we abusua penny a. Untumi kasa me de me ye gangali a me na me abusua penny me ba be fa abusua ni sika. No, you are accountable. And there's a law there bebre kra nim. There is a head of family law. And a PNDC law one interstate succession law chere obi wu no ni a wela said e che na japade. Ni nyina Nana Krodu advocacy na ma sungu no so. Nti ebi obetimi argument say Nana Krodu onye 100% righteous. It's true. Oh. Na say ye call National Reconciliation Commission here reporters. Some of the things that were done, ye bonidi fry allegedly. None of them were proved, but her name was mentioned only 100%. But you cannot deny say ye see gari processing machines, ye see 31st day care centers. Oh, jom said the be jom for manya fe na do be koje baby de ubana. Ni nyina are things that were done by under Nana Krodu. President Kufuor so, ya mama tell you Kufuor, mother and child. Mane womuma bebre wo hono ma President Kufuor yire na ye in fact under President Kufuor one of the boldest achievements maternal healthcare facility a President Kufuor de ba ya and one so ba ukọ free ye tua bibia de ma it is because of your mama Teresa Kufuor advocacy and ma President Kufuor kwaje say scan wo UK e de ba President Kufuor fi pa bo ni twa mutin time to why because the first lady was not there anymore to advocate for that. Yanko yenim from President Kufuor yire enkodu first ye maame na adu mills as a former headmistress share juma maami ye eboa ma ya education omo nyansa no juma ne ade fantasy obie di adanse se Professor Mills is one person so obi ko corruption ho asem umoni din but the same people no so nim say obo Professor Mills yiri din a no nonsense a woman of principle untumi mefa corruption bi amfane ho ne ana na adu mills will not allow you. Free Professor Mills yire ho na bra first Melody na Mahama one of the powerful women in President Mahama aban or execute on no ye the eyeball of Nukunu ye check it Melody na Mahama you be anu aton ye ma ojomo kai se obi enim no self made woman wa bobra nya gross wa bobra nkasa ansa na oba power oba ye kai yefo adwuma na oye we di training kai yefo oye we di bo mo ye insa no dwuma in fact let's the concept no came from a juma na ye ma Melody na Mahama aye say enu abe ma be kutantana no ye o che let's the so it came from ye ma Melody na Mahama nti first lady for adwuma enye adwuma ketwa wo di Lord na Mahama to nche na say oba ye ma me Rebecca Kufuor hwe nana do aban so wona ase bia e wo se kodema Rebecca Kufuor because me ana me kan masem so first lady for yen soma mo adwuma ne ade I said it but me dream one upon further analysis them say no e man no so boa in fact aban President Kufuor betina akonya so ni minister bia ni one mo betimi aka so wa achieve pa e bia wo ye obi tizana po under free SHS but na pokra free SHS kwa say 9 ba kokra is wobbling as say yewra Dr. Educhum is trying to fix that and I know with the double track now person ya no mu yi e free ho no but the first achievement under President Kufuor aban was there first Rebecca Kufuor ye me I was part of it mini abema Kojoans ne koye MC wonifie mother and baby unit upon hearing documentary ni abema said kwame boatia ye about a man no omko Kumasi Comfort Hospital omko why because there wasn't a proper maternity home for a man. The first achievement under President Kufuor besine ministers bebre wo President Kufuor abema oba ye nyina okacha amine hurry and be a citizen not a spectator. I'm here to protect the public purse. Bebre bogus wamanya wa abemu. And if Moses say nanado aka pam bebre ama say ni ministers list na ba besi 86 but I'll give you a cost of 86 no to Ghana for wo tax I edit you I'll give you na wa huni nyina but Rebecca Kufuor achievement wa ye for oye ya madam baby first achievement and o see block no Kumasi na say enka sikafo baby Kumasi pa mami ene kosi sa owie ya kolebu waba owie oya other libraries ni adenti first ladies no from Fourth Republic in from Nana Kwadu Beti Rebecca Kufuado, we cannot deny their contribution, although there is no constitutional role in Ghana. Inti recommendation of Santia Mwabedu committee in here, which is that ex-president act. Perhaps you're going forward, and when I was here, whether you're the first lady for Nibeshim and create a constitutional office for them outside Article 71. And yes, Article 71 on one prof, they do not have jurisdiction, the power. The mandate to extend Article 71 and the lawyer in detail what it actually means. Yet my shepherd for so better to come here and say, but me come back to car and ask them. So what is a finance committee for say? Omunye EIBM, omunpe car loan because Sika de kwaji car loan na mo $31.5 million. $31.5 million. Sasika we a don so chain Attorney General Department on budget. $31 million. And he had to talk us. Ama ministers, MPs. We call ministers then can we MPs and Article 71. In the MPs, they are no more can say omo mutua 40% of tikano, 60% is car abayafa. Afia who insurance near dey no man mutua. Me MPs mpo dey ye tu ye ni si omo so a ya na ye ya. Ya na ye ya because the ministers are the cause of Ghana problems. First Council of State for car ni no so e betete for salary mu. Although you said that need clear cut a year first role bia for Council of State for na said that clear you need advice to come to my president how they give the advice and all that. It's finance committee the recommendation and a man for baby blame me here could you to black was or ya because if you come and say young council by young council only in 2024 na mo de monjia e ho na ehwehwe masoka yes young council but a your referendum near the entire Article 71 entire Article 71 Any referendum ni yenyi free. But back to ministers ne no. Ministers say Ghana 86. Sesi a nana do krate so no 86. 86 as excellency ate so no. Ba ko bia ka estimated sika ye de kotoka ama MP so $80,000. $80,000 ever say the same amount of sika ne ye de koto minister bia ka. Ye multiply 80,000 by 86 ministers. Edoba besi 6,880,000. $6 million, 2 rounding up about $7 million. $7 million, and ye de quarter cast, ama ministers. 4 years, with the advances I cast with, you taught me the practice I know as a former parliamentary correspondent is that ministers in cast no more use 2 years. Near say, cast na dada, near auction, near their mom, and I their other people. Yeah, bones parties, a parachiki for or money auction momo. Na ministers do auction na na Dubai no so omo auction bi but eno kwa bia omo nam suma se so auction bi near the okay president for time there was an issue Bamba Gate there was an issue a scandal about Mukta Bamba about cars auction cars and ye mame Haja Fati eno money ade na ehweso there was an issue about how ye dey auction cars e man for aban bia ba auction cars ye omo cheche the my party aparachi for until is there. $80,000 each car for 86 MPs. So, rounding up is $7 million. Now me say, Ministry of Attorney General, omo annual budget ye de mo 31 a new 31.5 no. And it says sika ye de to cars nko a more than sika ye de first a budget for one ministry. Busa hu mienu say Ghana for one city near the ton awiesu bofrot na waso ano wa wo ton dog chains wo kan ho wa wo ton ade wa boso kan wo sika na ye di tua tax is it worth it say ye say sika we ebeto cars ama ministers 2 years in auction 2 years in auction amomo na 4 years bia oman ye Ghana ye te anwemu ye ni bi e kom de ye third world country ye kosere na ya bedi ye kosere wo France wo na ye de abaye bank ye kosere na de abe show up your economy ye wi de akototo cars is it fine is it okay is it morally right morally right to say Ghana ha ye dey say investment e betoto cars e betoto first S gasha e betua ministers we ye car pe o na minister condition of service no bungalow ka ho Yebema no ye friends and work at omo ye adwuma oni fie de otwitwa ne hedges de paper ne fie security man anopa anwumre ene ade de ye na aduan ne cook ni nyina aban ene twia edan a ye de bema no minister bia movie into edan na o se ompe or see a cleaning ni nyina mu na even offices and ministers ne tie kra no even within the same aban ye reshuffle na minister we ko na we ba kra yesesan office ni nyina koje okadeko na ye de si because on person obetena anipa foforo akonya so. Can we afford to continue to do that? Countries o makwaja ya omo ye sikafo pa o wiase afana nyina Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Norway omo ya saa na saa question me to ma wa Ghana ni no ukuta phone wo de share Facebook ebe ya nka yusu na fa Google na busa ho se Sweden, Finland, Denmark any Norway for na mabo mu din no saa no mote ana even Namibia any Botswana oba Africa ha wo mu na wo sika no omo ya saa na. Can we continue to do this for 4 years bia ye to susu e de ama article 71 for na o maje akwa na e na ginaya ministers na take mrashabja for na take say o monye cars ni bio se o so pese ye o mo te say ministers na aban koso boka aban na be ye insurance aban na be to petrol aban na be maintenance. Is that the way to go? The empa na Ghana for yen kase ye tiri ho nya se ye bone. This is the country ye na nanim do o moje gu from G ye de ma yen enya country obedidi nya country obetwi kasa kese nya country obeye yie. But we all see ministers ni bia omunya ministers ye nyina na anim omo level o ye ne omu nyina na enam o ena omu ye ministers ye hu said levels don't change. Levels don't change. Yate e bako parliament ye kohwe video na ekoso no a ye MP so omanya approve loan no omo complaining nyina omanya approve loan no na kuje to apply kwa ka we nyina so ne ka na hye no to onfa mai omu nyina so ka ministers ni hye omo to obi ene won ma ode ne ka aba me se Professor Mills pe and in the history of Ghana oka say on the esgasha on yintum or another committee on the back of that committee to make sure so omate we know eso ni nyina ene de ebrem abusafo mame na wase before ameko parliament yen said amfa enja kese me Dr. Mrs. Amakohene awo ye School of Communication Studies ono ye oba besia former ambassador wo Canada ene ye na woda edok ese nyakopon hia ne nkwatenten de ma se kosoa ne koso ye mame Glory of Ebuodu mame so eda form wo ye achim ya mo be hwe se next week ya mbe kra no mame ye ma shedding ene ya konsususu ye bo nyakopon pa ye se ubenya hoden ne akokudo na de akopra akokra mame kama se de ben hye bia wo ma ebetumi aba Professor Azar Kwaku Asare wo Florida prof onso anope ye chiao ene mpedifo no enyina yakọ back ne enkoche sa video no e critical issues so in parliament no 306 cars between the MPs and Council of State members. Ministers there 86 ebeka ho. We are talking about 400 cars and a year better 2 years we have 400 cars 2 years we have 400 cars at the cost of more than $31.5 million assets ke betime their schools and the trees. Yes yeah I told you me no me na yenko parliament mra critical issues near from Afia Pokua.
Report respectfully submitted, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to second the motion that was moved by the chairman of the Finance Committee. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Speaker, it is only right for members of Parliament to advert our minds to the fact that almost every 4 years, this august house is subject to some level of ridicule. Mr. Speaker, oftentimes the facilities and privileges offered to Parliament are taken as if Parliament is actually benefit more than anyone other than all those people being covered under Article 71. Mr. Speaker, it is only right that the public needs to understand that in fact what Parliament is doing now is doing some form of favor. Mr. Speaker, clearly the Constitution says that. Clearly, Mr. Speaker, the Constitution says that all of this entitlement should be a charge on the consolidated fund. In the sense that the loans that members of Parliament are paying out of our own pocket is not a charge on the consolidated fund. And that is why it is important for all of us to accept that the time has come for us going forward, Mr. Speaker, to accept that the time has come for us to have duty post vehicles, so that we can use it for the purposes of our the job that we do. And when we leave office, probably these vehicles will be made available to the state. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, we have firmly recommended to this August House and want to urge members that the time has come for all of us to accept that going forward we will not accept these car loans. It shouldn't be a car loan. We also deserve duty post vehicle. And so we want to urge members to reject car loans going forward.
Speaker, these referrals were committee's report respectfully submitted, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to second the motion that was moved by the chairman of the Finance Committee. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Speaker, it is only right for members of Parliament to advert our minds to the fact that almost every 4 years, this August House is subject to some level of ridicule. Mr. Speaker, oftentimes the facilities and privileges offered to Parliament are taken as if Parliament is actually benefit more than anyone other than all those people being covered under Article 71. Mr. Speaker, it is only right that the public needs to understand that, in fact, what Parliament is doing now is doing some form of favor. Mr. Speaker, clearly, the Constitution says that, clearly, Mr. Speaker, the Constitution says that all of this entitlement should be a charge on the consolidated fund, in the sense that the loans that members of Parliament are paying out of our own pocket is not a charge on the consolidated fund. And that is why it is important for all of us to accept that the time has come for us going forward, Mr. Speaker, to accept that the time has come for us to have duty post vehicles, so that we can use it for the purposes of our the job that we do. And when we leave office, probably these vehicles will be made available to the state. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, we have firmly recommended to this August House and want to urge members that the time has come for all of us to accept that going forward we will not accept these car loans. It shouldn't be a car loan. We also deserve duty post vehicle. And so we want to urge members to reject car loans going forward.
Urges the House to adopt this report and approve by resolution the loan facility 1,500. As I said, consequentially, this should be corrected throughout the reports. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Article 103 of the 1992 Constitution and Orders 169 and 171 of the Standing Orders of the House, the agreement and the request were referred to the committee for consideration. This was in respect of the 7th Parliament. It's important that we make that note. Of vehicles for members of Parliament of the 8th Parliament, and $3,500,000 to finance the purchase of vehicles for members of the Council of State, and a request for waiver of import duties to the tune of 13,387,500. As I said, consequentially, this should be corrected throughout the reports. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Article 103 of the 1992 Constitution and Orders 169 and 171 of the Standing Orders of the House, the agreement and the request were referred to the committee for consideration. This was in respect of the 7th Parliament. It's important that we make that note. Since the inauguration of the 8th Parliament on 7 January 2021, members have not been provided with any means of transport, even though they are required to perform various functions in Parliament and in their constituencies, as well as travel to various destinations for various assignments. So far, no provision has been made for members of Parliament and members of the Council of State. For this reason, the Ministry of Finance is procuring a loan facility from the National Investment Bank Limited to make funds available to members of parliament and members of the Council of State to purchase vehicles. We are mindful, Mr. Speaker, as a committee, that our recommendations would mean that Parliament would have to urge this on the next emolument committee and also on the executive.
MP Sky loan, when you buy loan, MP, loan, Tapakotoka, Bosumin Soa, Yasachi for Ketrio. Meno Kasa Crapono, Bosumin Sumeboa. Loan agreement in the Kranafena and then and Camodeba Parliament and the Quentin Management. Bosumi Biana, your TMP, much empty, Bosumi Sieni. Bosum Saya Tefra Ketchum, Bosia, on Sanya Kayan, and Saturday.
Ah, Busiana Kade, Mamma Jacan, ya Timo from January, Dada.
Empty now, your can I not touch it for Ketchu? And to look at say, I'm pinning your car, I'm pinning your loan, and so was 38 years or so was making. But among for every colony at the and a dimmer MP. I want them the dear, I want to say, what you want just here. Some go for your moody empty that may be a purpose on my empty. Some go for your empty jacket to your chick, a cabatano, or more faster for any a show, Mukoma, or a comma ye, a credit dear. A people try, a Trabama empty. Now you're my empty loads on Fantoka and quiet the consensus, also on Chelsea. Minister one to Abama no Abama and Lanku Sabako. Saluka Bako, another how here. Judiciary, Abama Moka, Mofie, security the dear, SF Moka, another how here. Not 3 hours of government, no, and I'm there, and my Jabajano, Yana for the Sala Tama internal. There be no as a target to MP to know it and so. It is the cancer enough of the insult. Ya bani atem di no economy tiari na me nyanti no I after me majuma ka dia me ka kam de sanam dia majuma o so man fi dia is abanka say me mama chebejo me fe ko bia is me spend almost 9 hours me call New York na ka wana wana madu me drama 9 hours me ti fa ti konye sa juma no kwa esa ka na kwa kire ho ana nya achede me na me to me fuwe Niana be tear me driver car. Niana me insurance Afia. Maintenance, Niana me. It is a arrangement when a travel MP so no, your disposable income. I ain't me complaining. No gonna force it among penny, that arrangement now. You see enough of the insult. I buy car MP so no. On fuel, on high drivers, on your maintenance, on to insurance. What's the MP the INT for get you? Na company me no the taxpayer na babaka every day break dinner MP na about also federal kakra no me no the cost analysis how the Ghana for them to go muteun say that MP no bere if you say pamlocha no when the educated here only found the need to refund with interest and the MP no there was one independent establishment here 10,000 times 6 no the business na panyam faso. When the agreement in going forward, MPP Abanto Kamano, as say, or package or Abaka in you into my about to Famano. No, the consensus, Juma, on young Pidioma or Jackanes war, about Fanica, about sanity, about politics in them. Not them the dear, any Catachino, no brasses. And to win your recommendation, Jabba said, enough of the insult, because we look at people so. Yet it's in a way or their tax or their contribution on the caucus, regional and national caucus, or personal loan. Everyone could feel like a 2,000. Baba for this MP Jumano, I maybe a laundry work. We have to look at the book when you can in the abandoned Tocano, some ministers, you also know. She was a kept your motive. If you were personal, I canteen. Oh, did you or you put 4 coupon or gin free? Yeah, you know when you're happy. As a so gonna force someone to pay there. Yeah, go for higher arrangement now. Or mine of a okay, Bruno. Now you're saying that Kaiti, not our phone here, near first to yes, okay, as simple as that.
But some can say, Omudiano, Moti, money take effect 2024, me boy. And also, Hank of what I say, not just a way the Yenya started to Mono budget, but 2024 no for ne ba na agene te say ministers ne ba no ba de na omo ye recommendation earlier dada de nyina mo nya ne saa na ka mo se de ye ma ministers mo so mo nya bi saa
ayeri so Afia ya kaka ni no me nna mpi kan wa fam kan Isaka lo no ala sare lagos when we say me no ka say 7 parliament akitiya na itia 8 parliament yes Treatment is arrangement of no. A dinner committee, no recommendation about a first lady for once of my bum where I can answer me. I'm not now, I can't see me. No, I'm not what I know. Me a social committee to look into your environment. Yeah, me tell me okay. 7 January no 2021. Second year 2000. No moment now, you might be 1,000. If you can quote areas, multiply by 48 months. You can quote areas. I want what you say, as Gasha come and be. What do you know is sorry for 48 months? After now, who can quote your piano?
abusafo we nyina ye audio ni videos ani ye pese wote na hu de ekoso in this whole broni beka se bru haha over a year S gracia article 71 office holders and extension Professor Ntiamo obey the committee in attempt to say enka obeye but the most critical aspect of enkomo we ya yebo we nyina ne se sika no Ghana for sika enti bra video no cost na me ye calculation kakra say me ka che mo say sika ye de koto cars no $31.5 million and here MPs any council of state there no kwanti even say half of it bear the cost of ministers no there it may even be more because MPs the council of state for no omo je 1 car and yet it give you omo salary munti just 60% na government no and a back up to 31.5 the aka ni nyina no bank no na afa ombetete for omo salaries ministers there no 100% funded by aban eye minu mienu nyina 1 cedi na ye je no wugina ka akwa ho ne aba abecho wo eye friend say kwase edwa so na say rolling circle ne aba abejo nya pay taxes kwa nya pay ticket saa sika ne nyina na ye ka mboma ye de koje no nti wo de 31 no kra 31.5 million dollars na ye MPs any council of state for car sika no ho ka no enko a convert ba cedis ma ene ye behu say Pokua interchange do sign ene ye betumi de asi but my year rough estimate they about $15 million. I hear the cost of ministers ne dey no e dey akwa account. What they count 31.5 million no you have about $46 million. Yen convert sika no convert sika no about before crab be convert no 31.5 na the cost of car year to ama ministers any MPC nyina what the bag Ghana scheme Ghana cedis 184.5 million Ghana cedis 184.5 million Ghana cedis and a year kwa kosi 31.5 million no what the ministers need the ene ka ho ye 46 ma me convert e no so na ye hu said e no so etie but Pokua interchange cost $94 million Pokua interchange no kwa 4 tier it is enka 1 tier interchange set tamale ana 2 tier set tamale ana other places enka ebe maybe 1/3 of the 94 million no na just tamale interchange ebetimi esi tamale interchange be 3 out of say sika ya de koto cars ama ministers MPs any ade no nti wa we Ghana ni busa ho say how long can we eat our interchange maternal mortality asemi ameka say president Kufuor time am de bae o se atwam se sa sika we wo ho ma ye nto cars bia se nka ma e kwa wo so omuko wu no ke betimi de amomo so a question of priority say asoman Ghana no ede ne hia mayen de ne fata mayen video na me ball from parliament me share na me ball video no atofo se NDC MP former minister of state finance o support car no o say omo mpelo ni biem aban twia omo pe duty post car aban to car 100% MPC twia lo bia biem yenye maintenance mo ye twia insurance ye to spare parts ni ade mo ye wia ye to petrol ngum car ne se omo de ba be pem aban so na aban akoto foforo de amomo which is the system that happens in the ministries ebi ana atofo sen won ye akwaku kwatin se be kasa o say ono so support it because MPP for net wa omo ye arrangement inti both NDC and MPP support in fact ye akwaku kwatin o say tax waiver duty na omode kokra cars na bantie ni o wo kokra wa bobo ya umoto anase otiko e de edma onkoko ana atachimanya ukotua car keto ye de eyi ubai ukotua duty be 20,000 as duty for Ghana government na ya de akoto car e de ama o minister free a wontua hwe ya sama ne dan adem ya ma ne security ya ma ne entertainment allowance ya ma ne clothing allowance atade a minister best e be hye kra ye to na aban ne tua de ma no e dan a obedem aban na e betua ma no ya ma ne sa ne ma we nyina o me pese me ka ne bi empa obeda so kra ye ni nyina ye de ma minister wo sika 1 cedi ne ye de ma no ye ma omo tax exemption omo ka ne ye kra ban duty no omo ntua e 13 million Ghana cedis tax exemption omo ntua na wote aboso kan a wakwa akotua ukofa oniema o Dubai kakra wo de betonto anya kakra di a wo betua duty na wa pass it on to the taxpayer Ghana na kasa no this country na kasa no agro we yani so we are not serious ya anhwe na Ghana fo nyina anya #cancel exgratia now stop exgratia now ni nyina ye mpushi ye mpanifo na ma o manye constitution amendment ama ya ansesa ye constitution no ama ya ansesa ye yi article 71 na free mu a sesika we every 4 years in fact 2 years cast ye toma judges ye toma ministers ye toma mpanifo office of the president for munyina age cast ni bi omu wi a o ma hyeda abetena TV so ni radio so ayete say de o mo kontokwa NDC MPP omu nyina so beje ti na mani gi obi ti se Mutala Mohammed wo kan nyansa sempa sebe e de che ni nua be ma akudjeto abla kwase wo se yen cancel mu enso wo cast mienu na oba parliament waje ma wote so ba wo se yen cancel 2024 nya twombe no Mutala Nyankopon sha for sa asem a wo ka che wo nua be ma akudjeto abla kwa yen cancel for everybody to mo amaje dada no to say first lady for no ne second lady o ma return o musika no return yours before you have the audacity to speak against Esgasha. You cannot be a beneficiary and speak against Esgasha. I was have critical issues name before ma ben e chen yen atena se a on be boy said eba asem we nyina be nyamu mu aye na yetumi hu going forward no ye be den na fix o my Ghana ye Professor Bafo Ajimadu a former United Nations senior governance advisor in governance any system structures I say obeba studio lawyer akosi boaten boama lawyer ni penyina wato no boa ye research article 71 no ono so beba studio na ono abokofi ahenkramafo mrahye bedwani ma omafo ye wo achease omo na wo parliament omo approve we nyina ye ene yagito mu ye mra sesi anafa ye meto enkomo no so ade seda enkoma special ice mineral water enkoma diso chocolate do here any institution enkoma wo so watwe ya wo share critical issues open answers nti o man hu hia to we jai de won ka obetumi akohwa a obesere no you want critical answers about taxes so ye fa me vim lady ye ba sesi abeto aso Afia for some makwa bio critical issues na no pay ye de enkomo no to anu pacho show nkrai so be follow ye we social media platforms Facebook and Afia YouTube na wo adwencha na say nsimu se bia o de aba memory fi hashtag no stop esgracia now because article 71 no o say hwe na ye ka ho asem nyesa efie nan bia e ka na ye bone de the question is whether or not Ghana economy no ebetimi akoso afasa aka no ato no ho so abra ye nkola eda abonten na kom ede enkrofo ana se de meka no honorable Kofi Ahenkramafo achianse mrahye bedwani wo studio honorable akwaba sanso me am professor Bafo my dear former United Nations senior governance advisor wo studio openi akwaba so da se bebreja sanso na lawyer Akwasi Boaten Boama uhunidia Boama at law council akwaba so we dey dey we say afona as so majawa mai ni so baby k 20 mujawa mai say dey ani o say privilege because on na anajo official house as even dey prof me nka me share see free ho but ma me nko honorable mo na mo wo parliament no ayese mu dey abufuo kra say ye ntwa ka law num ene ade dey na committee na ba mu a say wo committee no so meboa
dey be mini
uni committee no so nti dey na ba parliament because mu ye mo dey ba parliament nyina abufuo na mo say yen cancel na say dem be mo ka say yen cancel nyina so mo say mo je na mo yen cancel for the next parliament
Vim medase dedi kan meda UTV for assess masama me akwanya se mo frame me na yesese me de me sagu machi na me ba because ahana obi etie ahana obi anso hwe nti me de ma assess mama me akwanya nse enne me nsambra bio Afia se wo ka se yebu afu a yebu ntumi mfu enye ebufuo ne yedete parliament asemba yenso sebe ye Ghana fo nti yenso yetumi kire ya adwen na sene ensem no AC kika kono na esese yenso yetumi kire ya adwen se ya amamo nhwe ne se ebia se sika we 28 million ye de ma parliamentarians ya sama womo another 13 million se womo tax exemption nti ene say sika nyina na yesama MP for say womo nkodi no ohun ebasa ya na asefem kakra nti de ne ye kan ne say se Ghana for adwen ye om say ebi sika no a ye de ma ye no se bi emu fa ye betua no ye betete free yakatua mu ne de atua no se eno no enwa na Ghana for hu ne say a cost to the state sebi mfaso obi eni so dia ene ye begia atum na omotwam na omode yakọ wonomo a article 71 for no a eka ye ho no a womode aban na ye omu bibia ma wo mo no yenye ne saa emayen asemo a na ye kan okfia
basa mo ya we so say ye ne saa so oman na bebo ka say condition wo system na wo sesi ya no kra na Ghana for ka setia mo no mu tua 40% na aban afa mu 60%. Na se mo se ya ne ye ntwam na se mo so mo koye se ministers ni bia. Na je se 100% ni na aban na e be fa. Me ye ministers ni de kra no. If per unit obia kai $80,000 kra, which I know say more.
120.
120.
Yes.
Okay. Prof, me fa no nye calculation fofo. Inti 120,000 times 86 ministers. Meba 120,000 times 86 ministers. That is Ninyina Babisi 20 million $640,000. Me convert it ka we aba
cities.
Cities.
Can ye ton $.
Pokua se dodo a e
$1
Can $10.
Can we ministers for kwa de ministers times 86 ministers.
Okay.
Inti office of the president for ne mayo. Council of State for the omo kwa de tete omo de ne mo MPs. Inti we just ministers nkwa na ye 20 million 20.6 million. And they say momo de yi beka ho na te ni nyina so aban na etua. We 86 oh. MPs mu 275. So we are looking at 275 times $120,000 for each vehicle. Nti ma menya no so we hu we that say honorable to bo ansa. Nti we 20 million 640 am say $21 million. and a year for the ministers in the end. Momo Diano. Doc say a prophet say 120,000. 120,000
top line
times 275 MPs. That is 33 million. Plus the already they are calculating ministers in the end, which is 21. Plus
54.
About 54.
Yeah.
Okay. Until every 2-4 years, we are spending 54 million.
No, just on ministers and
on
MPs.
Ministers and MPs.
Yes.
Council of State for the Enkrama. Until yeah, they say we can build
servants, top civil servants.
Top civil servant, chief director, so many na buying it. Let's say Pokua interchange 94 million. In fear and 9 beer, the Pokua interchange is sika. Mamo.
David, Afia. I am found. I say no, say, oh, fano, a skewed point. Mammy Trim say, yeah, dear, yeah, can I say? And Cassan share we, ye nim say, and ye non the boying, and no emboying. Okay. Nanso esan say ye pe o man ni ye na ye nso ye pese ye nso ye ejuma de boa o man ni ntino ya gi atum sa. If it's a one now be tough well, one now be tua driver car, one now be bibia. Eno no enka sasika ye ho. Enso no ese say utumi ye ejuma nti ese say ukoso eye. But what they call other article 71 holders no ha. Wo de o kan ministers pe. Omo enye omo pe. Judicial service can
judges no
commission say wo ho no nyina so omo ka ho bi. Wo nti no say ofa no say omo nyina so aban na ye sa na ma we nyina ma wo. E wo mu say funny say o four-wheel drive no say wo ye minister na say wo kofia eno no de according to arrangement na eno de wontumi mfa nko na mo salon ni de ye ma okwan na ye discount ma wo e ma wotumi de ko what ma say nti eno de say wo kofia ye be discount ma say wo pe a na ye de ama na wo de ko nti wo hwe sa arrangement we nyina me mpese Ghana for be ye ne say ene na mo bo man ne ka enye ho na me drive to but me pese me de eyi no to ho na ye compare the two yen MPs because me ye MP no yen MPs we yen na we council of state members free mu ho and say yen ni wonu mienu de ye bom
mutua
good na ode onu mu aka order article 71 holders no e de ka ho na otimu say sebe ye ka say ye boka ama aban anaso man no a MP ne council of state de no
emoka
no sa
okay ministers in there no ene boka
eno ne doso da bi men ka se boka se o ka se boka de ase ade no ini se o ye na wo boka da bi wo mo de no e ka no wo soro esen
mo de no
yen ye de no article 71 holders no wo mo a wo mo ka no wo fom e MPs and the council of state members
council me abam no wa che whether or not article 71 at the time ana omo ye no say omo ana omo ye no nya adwen bi say ye nkoso den na ye adwen ana e wo mu a ye de article 71 be she mu memo aba before that prof una ye governance expert Mr. O mfie bebre a wo de ye adwuma akosi UN abai nyina wo hwe article 71 no ene say de operate e wo Ghana for o mind to say Ghana third world country ye ni bi no it is saying
me das Afia me da munyina ase me hia me nuan mo ha na de say so be man lawyer no a chere article 71 so me madwene wo ho na enye lawyer
okay.
Just practical matters so hwe 92 constitution na kwaso bebre no gaps wo aboaye obi abeka se at least any constitutional sabe yetimi aso mu e 30 years a stabilize it eno de wo kan enokre nanso hwe mu pa wo mo adiewu papa wo mo to adi sa constitution wo mo adiewu efri se wo mo ya ma yesika sem no enkoyie na mechechiro mu sade minua parliamentarian no okay enye omunko a in fact me parliamentarian ye kan me pesa no nkwa na de ani to so
okay
or see the broader issue of how we expend our resources on individuals in the country in the parliamentarians nkwa certain bia say finance minister ba parliament so be budget na say occasionally ma otimika say Ghana revenue nyina about 70-75% etua personal emoluments. So
yeah.
70-75% now when emoluments na nya parliamentarians nkwa, ministers, civil servants, head of institutions, university vice chancellors, it's across the board. Enti ya ne bra se pesika ye akwan ayi amaye nsuo amaye electricity ayi stable ni ade nyina sika ade nyina ye de ma amanfo na edi na amanfo so edi no population wise no ebeye just about 600-800,000 people
out of the over
30 million no. These are the issues also here can yi.
Yeah.
Parliamentarians no mu nyi madwene from mu de no na mo hwe the larger picture e kire se oman no yesika kese na no yese no wonya ye ne ho the time bia so no say ye problem bi ba na ye pese ya ye nyu sika di komu no na ya create a new office ya create new all kinds of things on the same consolidated fund. So enti no me problem ni say omo ya di article 71 share constitution mu no omo ka ho na sanse ni aba and then the be a parliamentarian for the sebi aba abontan ye ka na said ono aka na nye omo nko a ye doso so na me kra parliamentarians ya ye ka omo asem say minu I hope say of the beche me kakra me pese manofo say ka se etu omo ka e bi omo ka tua minim 8,000 9,000 10,000 so wo ye adwuma wo ye teacher ni ana wo ye professor wo ye whatever na se etu a wo ka wakatua de ma wo no so wo ko meeting bia obi nka so akọ meeting ti me say tua wo ka wo wakatua de ma no na de obi bia omo so wo hoi so committee ko hia omo je ho allowance oh yes so omo e fakase e ko to ba bia ye je ho allowance bibom be bia no me boa ye tua no
extra charge on the consolidated
me dey minim ba bia free ba mine sika say free consolidated was minim so ni nyina no ye de ma won no de no cross omo de petrol omo aneto
okay
this oba minister so I am car no ya sa mo petrol ya mo driver ya mo security count to say the police ni ba ko se won hwe wa you have to cost
86 ni nyina police
so ye de ma na ya ma garden boy ni ma cook ti sa brofo omu di eso na omu yakofa cook ni nyina still civil servant top civil servant still enjoy the same privilege that akwasi broni ba ya would di eso ya the man we have retained them so and it's true I mean you can find out
my research
exactly
yeah.
So entino yesika yentimi nsia yenya kwanpa yentimi ma yensu panom yentimi nsi school papa ni nyina no e fine sika ye ne ade service yo with a small minority of the population entimi de nye parliamentarian for asem na ehiame de ehiame ne se ye hia reform of the constitution na article 71 a create a class system economic class system a few of us enjoy the bigger share of the cake you know yemfa ekwan bi so enyimfiri ho na mo make us as na chese sabe o se ehwe o makatua ni ye se etua wo ka wa betimi akopɛ wo dan wa betimi akopɛ wo ka wa betimi afa wo cook na chese ye ma ye consolidate nyina akra na se me fancy nipa back na spend me fancy 50,000 cedis a month on him next year consolidate next year ko e be ma 25,000 a year people can find their own way this akoya adwuma na akopɛ loan nya ba na okɔbɔ besia no de besia na abema loan no take a part of it it's a parliamentarian for day so na say sika no yetuo yentu of course mate say omo kwa S gratia no yeti nanso wa think of the S gratia so we are professor 30 years na say wo kwa o S gratia I say pension awoko so wo kwa doctor wo kwa teacher na wo kwa o gratia S gratia wo he obi ani bi but this article 71 beneficiaries no ya lodu na omo kwa because 4 year bia you democracy yes ya to abafo ka wo ton 4 years ago e bia 4 years e can say enso so low and ba no akoje wontimi nta audit me ko your investment enti ya ade a me feel say article 71 I'm sure say lawyer no be church motivational e dey buy ya create a serious problem for ourselves na ehia constitutional review. Not only that, there are so many things about our constitutional. If it's at this point, you know, was several kama, but drew maybe or see a dear na ye hwehwemu and no maybe presidential powers near no maybe bra o see you free mu ti medman no be see afọ no
prof mama no asepa wa no hwam e council yenko article 71 nim say the prof kraka say wona obe hye mu no e den no omde be hye mu adwen ben no omunya ye omde ye no be hye mu
Afia me dasi em say edikan o hwe committee of experts our report now Oman Shadan Kasamfa. Yeah, executive and then first year so deal with the executive chapter 8. Our constitution Oman Shada and Kasamfa article 71 no and Shadan church emu. But however along the line ebi omudu call the constituent assembly no omo no be on my factor. But then me person me can be far prof there no. Prof so we share the wording of article 71 now. And shut that and just say yema MP car and I say yemano house yenyesi that yen say there is some form of separation of powers any check and balances. We share article 71 clause 1 president and approve top public officers there na parliament so aye the main executive arm ministers, deputy ministers, and a council of state. Now, parliament for approval.
Where dear man, no, man. Scratch my back, I strike you.
Exactly.
In fact, we share report to me. Current one, you're by Professor Bedu. Almost the same. You use that phrase. But the point is that you share that enjoy. Say, you maka, you see. Emolument normal count 17 no salaries allowances privileges and facilities sa normal we na so mo approve area say my president kwan say dem teach him first the president say about MP any speakers of parliament members of parliament and justice of the superior court no man penny no set committee ni we are no mo area man penny no na wotu mi so be approve. Okay. So
any commissioners
any commission everybody count letter commission any count and that's a top public officers no so no na o set committee ni wi a do mo be ka no in so be ka wo mu no and now be when say the constitution no what will amount to facilities privileges
okay
so at that it is all say ye nyim free okra na problem ni shada ni ha e committee na ya set no yes, so monko ye ho adwuma no mpa na yen nyuntum no eni do beji atum ho na issue do edi se ka se obi nya adwuma ne ma na hwe kra dia eni
de bi o ba kan se they na problem kan di kan gi salaries dada
the ba make what ma say constitution mu ya kiro mu salaries allowances and privileges and facilities
okay
but what will go into it no constitution is silent on that
but so obi enim what is salary
sir
is identifiable.
Sir.
And ebia facilities a little ambiguous. So you are almost stretching to any first lady for the
if you it's the lawyer can salary there yes to say the okay clear but even with that what amount to the salary and also a issue what amount to the salary and then two facility what kind of facility are we talking about because the constitution didn't state and it is also important say as you say it might not be say constitution but me is so specific and direct about certain issues.
You're right.
That one is also there.
Okay.
And no me say
okay. But also remember back to the point because still I should say the salaries and allowances payable and facilities and privileges available to too much ambiguity in this.
So na me choose is there any pana who say so what I say obia ten no eba be ko na on ma set it up Henry events January Hasty President Kufo and
Green Street
President
Rollins
President Rollins and Chinu Hesi and Professor Rama Adi committee
and
Professor Mills na Rama Adi committee
edu something
edu
bando committee yes
onoba President Mahama
and this omoba be kono na omaye saadi na yede abeto se na nado koyi bia akoye te said ye wa shada na
no de yama no
o yama na enti committee na obe set up no omono mo mbe tro recommendations and then na as the situation pertains and I say tie no say ye executive no the strictly strict sense of executive minister president ni nim call for and the parliament mu bia no ba approve the other way dia president never approve and is a ka me hu ne say baby ye gia tumu no ene nipa ye certain say on yes presidential affairs monument committee no ye nato ano so omummra no maybe bi ma ye hu de be ko no ho no na asem ni na ye de
okay but council say ho no na asem no why omo de call parliament o yes omo ye report na report nya effect the report only became alive when parliament for one of the crop approved it whether or not omo kenkem in fact last week this week ampo many honorable champo Richard Champo ka so MPB kase omo to omo bo kan report ni nyina mu a obo because ade e be chamo ma rise no e no omo approve here and a big document MPs Esgasha ministers Esgasha any ade nyina ewom to omo scrutinize ni nyina that is why first lady there no ne ade no e swerve omo no ono kasa yesa admission to because ono abo betimi atna kasa o kan ni nyina mo na wo ho
sabre no me ni ho
ampa na oni ho
ma me nkyere obibi o Afia ade ne say ohun say a committee ye ho adwuma we know ya about 130 something pages into committee no na omba ye ho adwuma ansa na ba floor of the parliament what I say into are we saying say committee for no so omo
which committee now professor bando
debi
parliamentary
select committee
which committee constitution and legislation ana
good omo na omo ba ye ho adwuma now on say say ohwemu a oho so o kan you know committee report na on my table chapter 7 you know chapter 7 no part of it in a table omo expansiati we know in a table form obia nene
monument
obia nene die omo from president ABC
committee ne yes
yeah committee ne ye ni nyina I'll get you the report I'll get you the
na first lady for ne wom
omo nyina wom
it why are MPs pretending that idea way nyina no omo nim hoye that is why my omo nya atom na me call omo out no so if no there's no other word by nya atom ti say the okuje to ni mu nuanom ne tie I will not use
Afia nyabotre
Nyabotre.
When you are no tema guys and girls. Yo, the woman is say, beer, me de mean to mintre, but beer, no one can report to Nampa.
But that's also an indictment.
Well, and
no parliament for a specific rule.
Good, and they mean to me entry because say we be who report no one kind now will say when ya. And na being so report na committee ni generate you know beer na enye the same as the Tiamwa Bedu committee no at the buy. Ebi omo anji bi antum omo jibitum because even Professor Yantiamwa committee no or can say a Rama Adi committee Professor Rama Adi committee na omo sete no ebi no wo ho a omo anji antum inti onumpo site say okọ Fuji omo de no omo aye no say a act of parliament inti bibia committee no de beba bia no
it becomes an act.
Inti wontumi nka say wo implement we na wo be implement we so what ma say inti bia na meni ho inti mintumi en kano sene netie
but they also a committee report for committee reporting man yes, the itemized one that was
I will give it to you a Professor Yantiamwa committee no
and I have that one I'm talking about the committee parliamentary committee report on generate after Professor Yantiamwa committee ne submit o mo de no come on
no and the nim ayi
okay Prof, my member also be na but council na mpese wo de e ko back say o ka say consultative assembly committee no wo hwe yi na wo ho na o man shedan kan
be committee of expert
o man ka bibia for article it ya den article 71 about constitution.
Oh, obviously you say I don't know that it went through some processes constitutional by and got some processes and the na sebu bibia e pure man penika it ministers but scared mama omo no and e be a difference in war baby I just be in for corner case bia woni said the Donald Trump use also anyi peda and the dey me hu say computer expert no ko ancho ma omo mo de buy no baby along the line mo de shame no anya but the ekokomu no and a conference nsem no ye eba sabe be period say ka say o man pani je 100 cedi anga obi ayi ka say me kwa metranka and I will be near 5 cedi. But they're common, and I might come as But you see, let us be fair to the committee. So, share on report, make up Professor Bedudi. Omujitu, I think that paragraph 6 I can say, first lady and second lady. Only Omu in such a way that privileges are Yadima president and vice president. And namely being like a Biako can or Mayeremo. Or man, yen say Omujitu Mukai, or Mutisu Diabe twice. Say a nimbrem. Adena Omoyeno, a nimbrem. That's correct. Omukai, video report in a womb. Say, but they based on humanitarian grounds. That's right. But to me, it makes sense. Say, I didn't think nipa no ho no share Rollins time and almost had to say, ye be kakra dia ma kunafobi omukunu former president omukuma ana pedagog for so buy oba to aso kakra. And the other thing I am man transparent. Now yam fa enye den en toto baby ana obi hu say any pessimism say na abaji say na abaji. Na ehwa so na asem sa wa asem ni say emra be na adigina so ade be ya. Okay. So what I say, we share the terms of reference. Yeah, the MA committee now. It was about making recommendation in respect of a monument at the 71 holders specifically. Any other matters.
These I know not me person the count because I no count.
On about me count.
Why are they?
But the foundation of committee. Article 71.
Exactly.
And you agree the power. So only maximum of 5 people. So what I say, a whole no na asem no. Enti eno na say wo ye bibia, dey say wo ye bia no, say restricted to the ambit of 71. Oh, okay. But committee ni gitu mu, o kan. And obi obeka say o kan say enimram.
Yeah. Ti pese ye enimram.
But ti pese ye. En na amafo busa say e ba ne say na utimi koma cabinet minister or MP. The salary say emfama oba penny. Na yemma vice president so cabinet minister onye MP a salary. So what I say and no na e dey na ko mu ni risk ni normal be bring. O share o mu normal na o say equity and fairness principles o mo dey ability to pay so motivation to serve on public there are a lot of things but o kan ye. But main problem is say o mu gitu mu say ade ye enimrem and the ba no say na parliament o mo shemra mutimi ko kan say ya jetu
Abro mo akra mam preamble sade aye enimrem.
There no am pacho Afia.
No me be defend parliament be say. I'm not defending parliament.
I'm not defending but on say to you. A year committee na nkasa no. Omo e hyase no de omo kan lawyer kan sa na omo kan. Say President Kufuor bae no. President Rollins wo hono na o start bibisa. But President Kufuor bae no obehye mu kena e na wo de be kan ho say privileges President Kufuor the privileges eka ho ema first ladies second ladies any former first and second ladies or the privileges eka ho ma wo mo enti omo hwe no se ne lawyer ka no omo kan say ampa ade we de enyina so bia eni ho nanso adwuma ye de ama me ye say menye article 71 holders na bibia eka ho so menye nka ho.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean to say the lawyer can say BBA can you can one. Ubetimi stretching into first lady.
The minister Emremu no say ka say
BBA can you interpret it like that?
Ma brief interpretation how Emremu.
Okay. Ka say lawyer anti
BBA ka ho bia just ade adi ka da ma first. Ade bia na esse
good.
So untimi nka say akofa asema wo baby kura emfa ho ba ka ho. Di BBA ka ho na say it me limited to 71.
But obi so to me argument say therefore first lady ni second lady and then 71 is.
Oh, but the point is that all my public officers are
now. Me bawo lawyer show. And na unim say constitution no so emma president kwan say onfa kofo a woni omno be ye adwuma.
First lady ni second lady kan.
Me pacho wan kan constitution na nkire nipa a wonfa wo mo. Wo se wonfa kofo a wono person no mo ye adwuma.
Nti won appoint first lady as minister. No appoint second lady as minister.
Obetumi aye. Na de wo mu ni say okay, ye nyina ye nim adwuma sa ma mefuyi eye. Wo de emfa obi ti say first lady, former first lady Ajima Akonodu Rollins. obi anim say
honorable me into my bubo mu nyina ne omo record adwuma omo ye nana probe all the first
me person me dey advance me case so nti show obi anim say oye very active even after 20 something years out of office, she's still very active. President Akufo-Addo man adwuma say onye as an ambassador at large. O the man so onye. Nti o represent. Nti say ye wo e saa bi no mo wo ho a. Wo fa obi ti say Mrs. Baumia. Say ni kumpo say o free so after 8 years as vice president. Ray oye young and very vibrant. Nti say o man no tumi nya ne ho mfaso. So man benya no mfaso a enkoye bibi ti say ye wi a diteku ana asempo bi ye bet ese formalize no wo hwe ntiamoa bedu committee no a o say ono de na dwim na nas committee na dwim no pese ye formalize sika ye de ma wo mo no okay ye formalize
but there was no law. That's the point I can't say. There was no law. The committee recommended something which is already unlawful.
Intina or pese or debeba. You see, this is recommendations.
Honorable. O man yen is
exactly.
Parliament
ain't enacted law.
And enacted law.
No, that enactment ni die. No ohwa or can say even emolument you know or per se anka yenye no say a act.
Yeah, but it's honorable. Unia lawyer point in Parliament. So but the point we're making is that Parliament more approve idea unlawful and illegal. More as Parliament you have sat on something that is illegal. You have approved of an illegality. On top of that, more say defending an illegality. Because committee is a money act,
No, the committee didn't say yenye act.
I've read the committee report.
Act no.
Act.
What point? Oh no, me ba Afia Debbie. You are missing two things, but you have to distinguish them. Or say approval or the brain say approval ma first lady ni second lady. Any a former first and second lady yen ma wo no mo aketua wa church dey or pese yenye eno na chi no na o say enye only the first and second lady and former first and second ladies pe and o say yenye no a act no o say se ne be ya enkoba say mfie nan bia president bi obeba bia o hwa Green Street oye 2 Oye Green Street 1 and 2 because President Rollins 82 terms exactly. Ena oba Chenry Hesse and so dear no and also 1 and 2 President Kufuor it was 1 and 2 enti ohuni say koba say every 4 years biano ye be committee because that is what the constitution also says. Say president no be massa enti no ono no say 4 years and kayenye ne say ene sanity dia enye act say okay this way ewo ho sa commission way ewo ho a omo na omo be review emolument bia SCA instead say you better committee every 4 years
but I don't know whether they have the power to amend a constitutional provision.
Or say a entrenched constitution.
The committee was overstepping its bounds and then the power.
It is an entrenched constitution. But on a recommendation, even though it is an entrenched. Osteti say, Obeya, you have to do what do you call it?
Because the committee was being a little adventurous in doing this, even going.
There is nothing wrong with that.
Being adventurous and dabbling in the non-lawyer can illegality.
Oh, I know the why do now they can.
Oh, council.
Why do? They be council ni.
Prof, unkana mi busa lawyer so mi busa na say Prof, they would when yefi. They are like 92 no. So because minimum say why you adwuma so CD the my never we say on research ache. So 92 article 71 was it in the contemplation say ke betimi a stretch no amana echo. And also this important point and lawyer making a committee in recommending say never we nyaka say ability to pay equity motivation say enkofo nya adwuma do we have the ability to pay?
Country there will be no time or Abeka say we have ability to pay. Country there because them be or maybe sikasem e kanya de. I don't think even United States they are struggling. Say there are certain things they can't do. Now me there, asema ye can. First lady say abam na emeya. If we say, ye maame no mu say Auntie Rebecca or Auntie Bawumia o ma atwam kunadu o ma aba nyina no. Wo mu ni asem. Let's face it. Wo mu nye policy makers. Wo mu de wo ma ware and wo mu kunum e make decisions. And they fall into that. Intimate percent intina me hwe social media ne ade na e me ya se ebinum krade ano sebi esi sa mayo wrong, totally wrong. Intina mre bi some this week me make it say we have been very unfair to these women. Considering what they contribute like to send them in your can ade nyina ntimo more than yenyi wo mo mfiri mu omo nye bone they haven't committed any crime. In fact, until Rebecca Cressick also the amount he could have kept it because on committee any crime. No more sebi ebi ono ani motion ni pressure until semedema. So until yes. Now when me can go see who question say 70 say article 71 then hwe until me earlier comments me can say the constitution itself need overhaul. We have environment here DN92 constitution now. It wasn't democratic. Let's face it.
Yeah.
It was not democratic. There's no constitution under military ruler that can be democratic.
Okay.
Until now some clauses be cry here say or we all know say they were smuggling to it.
Yeah.
Like entrenched these provisions. Oh. And you know we have to. Until when you know can the motivation to the Article 71. The only thing I can imagine is they try to create a class within the society that will enjoy more privileges than the others. That's all I can say.
But it's very interesting, sir. They will attempt to create a class.
If we say, the decan, ya can't asem. A important say a katua de my hono. Ye ye. And maybe President Kufuor Kazimbi, Munim, was it? Ghanaian workers pretend to work and the government pretends to pay them. Akatua nenye. Eno ye bottom line. Nti ye ka akatua asemo a emfa kwan bi so a ye betumi asroche ne ye. Ne mom ni nyina akodi one small side. Ne majority no ebi nka wo mo no. Equity a menu kan ye say principle. It's not there. So enti no media memfi say 71 you know. Sorry, yeah article no. See a review constitution it should be terribly reviewed. I mean, thoroughly reviewed, and then we find a better way of managing it. They are tossing me, you know. Or say at TSS, Abenjuma, Omuhia Katuapa. Because Sabin previous now, a be as a lawyer and now a surveyor, a be a way of private practice, you can make more money than going into Abenjuma. And they say, want you men to your car, when you papa, Sabi, or more qualified, competent, or we now call the private sector, especially. Say basi private sector no e grow let me absorb more people. People will choose to do that if you hona abi akatua. Say cry ye ka say me gidi yes o mo asebi o mo private sector akese mu no ne ade o makatua kra bi a chain MPs. So
even state companies no
productive ones, exactly. They pay
Ghana
more.
gas, they pay more than
exactly.
ministers.
So until no say it me expand the private sector no. Next almost budget the best now. Now it's a government who need the qualified, competent people. Until almost government there's certain classes be almost here pampering. I put it that way. Now after saying that, you know, the fact is we need to ensure there's true equity in the way we do things. They say no. Yama politics are so lucrative. I could there be a university, especially or be we are not now koshe nuksumu. No I did that to we na the party afano. Na nkoda so de sabi omo anu mo eden che ne nkokrafo it me kasa kese into kasa sanes ne party win power akoda asabi produce o wi school won ye adwumada on talk ada on see a danda e bi kro nware da na bia ya no minister and a deputy minister with what kind of background akoda all ye adwuma no obeyeso so there are so many demands on them na minister na wo ka otimu ni na minister kra wo ni dantimu. So we are compelled to find other means, and that other means may mean what? theft. Now they are ahyehyɛ wo ho na watimi ameti the demands on you. Nti ania your system create you can corruption na ya na enfiri baabia o a system ya create no and na compel certain people in positions of power and authority to abuse those positions in order to amass wealth. So nti no the mention is say we need to really revisit our politics, the structures ya no. See the beya betimi atete sa no ma bebre so na sebe asumdwe ne nkoso aba.
Okay, council, there was a point and now person making and I go back to
that better me say first of all mommy enye very fair to Nanado. I was asking me about.
Yes.
So
that's right.
Say obi tenchan a obeka say papa na ordinary pen na wa ban was say impia na ereka. I mean it's really far from that, but I think it's issues with Naman for Nshada
Ntiase.
There's a idea 4 years bia obi obebia oye. And on a committee, and a committee in a caucus, yenye ABCDC. Mammy Fonse or Conoms don't baby.
Yes.
I mean, and almost 2 hours, and say, yes, in Jamoka. And yea, and I fear Tim did dear no more. Meanwhile, I don't know what I do. But so now kind could do a job because I say, Nanado buy and I say, oh, but you see, I also think that a time, your austerity period, baby, a time, I buy it, but time is with my blame on that because you see 2019. No, the first and one about the end. And a COVID is over boom. And a committee report so we parliament right yet to ya be anything. So you see these are the issues that I'm better me clarify. But maybe issue is a parliament. Munim say committee natural say I do a nimras based on humanitarian grounds. And the ban is saying now, so person ye. I didn't tell the akani na honorable can. The akani na man can wash na amount for we in amount for a win and issue. Because in clear terms, omunya public officers. I our any don't buy. Our any new one more and no one on that is the end. Yes. So what I say. And the untimi enka say your committee I recommend it. Now, o share report ni share report omo chwa say you be welcome to me film. Parliament me free. Yeah. And the one amoye final decision making. In this sense, executive no dey brem mo semonye. So, say idea call back to Nana ho no na president one no ye because Nana. Yeah. Wo dey blame no where dey.
From parliament now come back to president.
Approve on about parliament. So what that and the one no na I think say there's a missing link.
Exactly. Parliament they have to be blamed for this.
For this.
Not a friend chairman of the prince Yensan friend bio. Honorable Richard Champo but prof member also. What point of
yes. Oh, parliament omo high. Fellow ladies are small buy. Parliamentarians and they buy. Most of them samona ye dey buy ya mu prove you know him. Approval it included their own privilege.
Yes.
And the omo kan ho because of partisanship. They try to single out this particular aspect of the recommendation. I don't know the idea mamu amu ehye mu the other among can be. So now me feel say yeah the partisanship on they say no ma bebre. Me frankly first ladies here do ma be share emu a abe public ridicule. E me ya pa because they are innocent people.
Yeah, omo ti on baby.
Oh, they are innocent people. A omo nyina so nim ni omo ye. Na utimi ekogina baby ka say Akufo Addo na sebe or de man yere no mo. Na wo kura no adwene ye wo sen.
Me wa other first ladies nyina so ajibi. Omo nyina so
ajibi. Me ya because Lordina he did a great job. I like her very much. Rebecca Akunod e man nyina they do great jobs. Enti no parliamentarians me tremo sa mo kasa. Put politics aside. Na mo hu se no ma bi o ho a enye political. Oh. Enti mo dia effect mo dia no mo yi ato nche. Na mo akata so. And tell me they said this time among themselves they are fighting. Obisi yempe a car, ABC yepe, ABCD and then. Na area car there so me wasem ka wo ho. Say almost see a buying from one car public pool. And no cry is the worst thing to suggest.
MPs ni there.
With him. Sebase ye do omo ka say car pool. Unless we put some restrictions. We say there are some good examples a bit me adro. Rwanda. It's an African country, a European country. Rwanda ministers don't have cars. Na koka MP4. Abano a contract private car company. You know my arrangement. It's a minister, I'll be official duty. You sign, you pick the car, you go bring it back.
Okay.
It's a model we can look at. They send Ghana entitlements, you know, a dozen. Because our jig the car, no, ban top petrol gumwa. Yet be call ye, yet be call a warrior, yet be call yam franho, yet be ye, bibia and can be not a bank to your petrol. And that's what it is. Saturdays are minister sunline call ye, one top petrol. The MP so yam from Mecca 275. And one after sense to see, a Becca says I expanded. Look at the system I created.
Yeah.
It's something near creating. America has only 400 and something, total about 500 and something for 350 million people. Yet the time we are expanding parliament, Becca comes so you call them I sit down from my end. We have to use our common sense to know, say, this country cannot expend its resources on these few people. That's what is killing us. Oh, and you know, Saka some privilege, you know, see any year pa. I'm not saying only see a tuamuka me or see a tuamuka ye no be a take care of. You need see a baby won't say, we here we are no beji, ya beji petrol, beji we. Consolidate and cut it at a certain point. No, be taking care of
even for ministers now, we shouldn't babysit everybody.
Oh, no, I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
Okay.
The cars will be available for official duties.
Okay. For official duties, I don't have our car.
Not for our car.
Okay. Okay. Honorable. Say mo ba mo so both prof any lawyer nyina dey atomo so say the failure in the system no more MPs you are the most guilty party. Our arms of government nyina mo.
The edikan. Prof any lawyer me no omonya adwen ewo.
When obviously only omonya adwen.
Wo dey ma me kan na yentia. Ne yentia me ka sa ne say. Oh asem yi a prof ka afa sa first lady issue ye ba bontin as I say you situate ni ye e kire say enye parliamentarians oh ya na eye me ya say obi kan because e be MPB kan e kasa dia next ye parliamentarians no yenye ne say eye partisanship
exactly
and MYN
exactly
to begin with. Because sabi enye parliament in take a decision say eniema ye kan wo ho ana ye discuss no ye mfa nkoto abonten na nkofo enso paye because yankasa so ye ka ho bi ye victims de ba ye so ya je ye de pa indi ene say sabi me ko parliament na me kuta me V8 de dawo enso no say nyankopon ya adon na say we say ba na me sim kotem bia me ko for ka say won say wasanse san so intino yenso ye victims of this inti no na me pese prof no mo ehwe no sa man say enye parliamentarians and enye parliament as a body no and eye sa na man because men so meti say eye me yapa say ye first lady no mo ye de omo fa sa kwan no so obra nanka yebetumi anya akwan papa e de ombe fa so because sabi wonu mu a omo chase ye de sa nsensem we eni niema emfata iba ye eye NDC fo na share sa de we ase na omo chase no ano se koduru ba bi se ne sa na te de a first lady say odene de aba nti former first lady so nkofa na de emrape na no so akoye bi fofo nti bo hu say asem na eda ho no a nka ya betra he ya ye dwendwen ho say oh Article 71 holders sika wo mo je no ye interrogate ni ehwe say ebo oman ne ka na say mo ebo oman ne ka eno na free ho en na akoye MPP NDC first lady did aba former first lady kokofa wo de brand 10 second lady o say o de ne de ba da ben na wo de ba kofa bra Mrs. Misata ehin na wo so ye kunafo de kofa sikabra. Oh, look at the kind of things we are doing. He say anke ye be dwin say okay na first ladies na ye tu omka no eye anase enye akoye sesisi e de bufo me say honestly speaking enye me de say first lady can say odini sika na ba anya me de
ujiri senka oso okutem
eni senka o ka ho asem but won say ya wo eni
pa ya wo hwe ne letter na
good show say wo call first lady fie na wo ho eni pa esum ho ya ye bisa say na mo maami a mo sorry anam akotra ne ho a obi e beji sika obi e be yesei no ehe na onko fisika no you ask yourself nti yen Ghana for no ankasa temamufo no yenso ye ka ho bi say adwuma obi betumi aye adwuma bi enye sika kra de ato no ho a on pese obeye na mo obekọ politician ho obekọ yi na oh yes anema no a ehie fa na politician no onko fese sika no emfa mam se be ono so wo yire ene mmabo abusua mama nto aso hwe ohwa
ba de na prof kan se senka ne ka mu di se sika yi eye o man ye na biebie enwuma no ne ade a se bia ko bia mam nchen because the na prof can say the more serious issue a car ye bo in middle class this show I say any Ghana o man sika de emu fa kese na re hwe mfifi ne soro ofo no ana ya car se de che se sankwas e kom nkuyen
me bo hwe se o hwe mu yi pa article 71 holders no sika o man no sika e wo ho a e ba wo ho no a little within 1%. Yes, I'm telling you. And 1%
of the total yes Ghana revenue and income.
There be a say okay salary structure now. Okay. Sika eba article 71 holders even say lawyer begia tuma ntiamwa bedu committee no okay or make it that you know a woman say within 1%.
Yeah, but what is the number? Because in terms actual numbers.
Yeah, numbers.
Actual numbers. What the percentage you can? About it on 1%. Now it say into SKBT. What focus on can say about 700,000 people. Monko musika no. A door sunche Ghana for 30 million. It is all a salary.
71. Sorry, 1% of total salary.
Yeah, but what is the number of the people in Article 71?
I will not be able to. To give it to you now.
Yeah. But meaning say you will not be given. But I'm saying that discuss it in the context of say. Ghana for civil servants near dear womb. Even private sector for lawyers. You be and gasha. They are not powerful cano. Lawyers baby cry home or pension. I put it to
private sector. Private, different. Different.
I know, but I'm saying, no, you Ghana for who taxes, whether private or otherwise. Oh,
there be Afia.
Private lawyers in normal taxes and county editor 71 for you.
But Afia Sebi say obi say oye ono ankasa na adwuma de say aban eye ne say obeboa no ma na adwuma no atumpon na onko fa ne burden samba meto aban wage ne so very important aban but aban to me can say say oma onu nu sika ne bi because
I'm just talking about taxes sir
no taxes dey sabi eno no say wo ye upo wo mpa say oye Afia de tosu mienu se wo hwe pa enye 7 article 71 holders no enye wo mu no mu gipe pa se wo hwe aban adwumanu mu a enye wo no mu na gipe pa wo hwe committee report no krampa wa kire structure no mean to me mu body because we need rights me di obi
I'm more kakra no kan say apart from top public officers omo ye corporation ni normal no omo gisne MPs ni minister omo kan clear say there
good enti sankofo no so no omo nye article 71 holders they are not but omo gisika
CEOs no
be dey me person no body
most of those people no omo ye authorities they are on their own and omo draw mo salary from
consolidated
fund.
They
generate
about
Obadudo na VR on drone is from consolidated. But Ghana gas.
Yes.
Well, and because the can say ye can aban adwumamufo wo mo a eje akatua kese pa and yes article 71 holders no
for
any day
which people it's chief directors na access
corporations public
corporations any public institutions
no council man for me draw from their own internally generated funding.
Ebi wo home po a omu de no we are in parliament ne your committee so ebi no wo ho a omo internally generated fund no krampo no it's omo saying government subvention. Yes, and some omo to me yes I'm telling you.
So
bebre ho sa. Wo enti ni nyina no we hwe no a eyisika kro no a but don say Afia me de me can say so wo hwe report ni mu pa maame no ne committee for no asɛm a ɔmo kapa na ɔmo sisudua pa sɛ yɛ nyinaa yɛ twe yadwen ekogina so any ye disparity in our wage structure ɛno deɛ ɔkan pa na memeti hɔ nso minim ɔse deɛ ehia pa ɛbɛma Ghana for because ɔmo yɛ consultations no Ghana for bebre ka sɛ kɔfo ska ɔmo gidi deɛ dɔɔso na obi som sa dan say anase enso ye aban adwuma ahene enya de kofie enti no the living wage no say yetumi hwese na yesitie yi. And when we are talking about living wage, what are we talking about? We are not talking about take home that you take home a minimum wage, you know, you're just to take home for what?
Okay,
you understand? You should take this money home. Send ye be ya ubetumi enye bi atodua edi ubetumi enye bi ahwe wo ba ubetumi enye bi dia han dan ubetumi enye bi dia twatare ahye woni wabusua na ubenye bi nso se wo yare a ubetumi enye bi akọ hospital. That is the minimum wage and that is what the committee is talking about. Well, and no more say a important say Ghana for ebe interrogate sa aspect na or the abano say okay say the betumi aboa yen wo Ghana ha se na ma kasa bebre no akofom ne se wo mo so a mo ya ban adwuma no ekwan ben na ebe fa so a omo nye article 71 holders no ekwan ben na ebe fa so a omo any article 71 holders no sika sam no ebe ba the gap no the same level but the gap should close a bit so that they can take home a wage a year say ono so adwuma waye
but honorable obeji atum say ebra so say article 71 ye yifi one na ye review no drastically down either we take the encofoni be out of it or a monument kwampo na de be shemu a prof ka say we should be terribly reviewed.
Good. On say a entrench na minim say same way say see the ba abontin say Ghana
referendum
tre o madwen wo ho a wo ho say ye freedom wo ho a me ka na say ebeye overwhelming.
That's right. Say when you free ho.
You want say you free ho.
That's right.
Which is overwhelming and it is also going to be a bit dangerous.
Dangerous saying
Afia as it is now ye feel say ye mom sika kakra esombo no we are still saying say these people are corrupt perception that out there they say article 71 holders most of them are doing all kinds of corrupt practices every now and then ebi owa a perception and fuel ya enti ni say wa ntua ne kayie sesi ya wo so tua ne kayie kura wo say de ekonie wo na o tua ne kayie na ono a efa no ene you see these are people who make policies, these are people who do legislations, these are people a wo mo te ho na wo mo judges wo mo say lawyer ko gina nanimu a di asem no amano ana odi atia no these are the people sankofo we no mo so na electoral commission elections ayeye wo no mo hweso nti wo ma no fia wa bi so onkodidi no edie na wo expect so be amount. These are people who are say aban no
but council honorable showed integrity.
As a lawyer.
I was a lawyer. Should was say obi integrity obi no credit. Should it be determined by sika ojiana?
E ka ho e kire say hwe o say enipa no wo say on say president ko for kan asem bi asem na o kan say Ghana for eye omo say omo oye adwuma aban so ye na say otua wo no muka aban no nim say tua na otua muka na enye sika papa bia na obi tua wo muka enti omo so ba ye omo ho say they will be pretending to work. Why did he say that? Because he full say so motivate nipa ni here and obetumi aye adwuma ni here ma na one motivate ni here ontumi nya adwuma ni here Afia ewo mu say ebi ni wo ho a bibie ni ho a wo be ye wo mu a sabe wo mu kodi nsamone de obey on bi obedi nsamone but anya no na ese de ye nyina so de ese de ye nyina so ne say okay o man ba bia ye duro no ye nkofo a ye mo kwan mo ma ye adwuma de amaye no kwan ben ne fa so a ye hwe wo mo ye hwe wo yi ana enti se wo hwe ne yi a na odi nsamo ne eno na wo de ne ko prison eni so oba fie bio manu asi
okay council ma membra ho no me going forward beyond a prof ideology ni just say 71 they reviewing it terribly because a critic class system because okay one of the principles that President Rawlings by is probity, accountability, social justice. One man, one toilet near there, but you see, now say some men 2 toilets, some men 1 toilet. And a binum I can see going forward. What will be the lawyer forecast the solution to this evil, the cure to this evil?
If you have that, I'm saying medical say Article 71 and Kasano. Yes, specific and say salary, your money payment amount we.
Okay.
And I say, we cast, we say. And doing the say as a country going forward, as a share. Sika buy some. Ya bra buy a bo. Near their first Friday. Yes, I know. You see, the reason why I'm on for near bridge is times they woman on your good times. So I say. It at the same time, I say, a bit more crazy class society no in court to no air benefit here. There will be problem. And the when Yemi and share say, and yet there be an say upward adjustment. At least say Drew level being here who say a man no man ya and no man yet.
Especially COVID that bay.
There should be backward adjustment.
Yes, because
nobody okay. There be problems that it should be standstill.
Prime Minister.
Sweden project pay cuts because of COVID effect. Now more amoye third world country. Ukobo be siamo ma beto cash.
So that is what I don't know unim esa ana manko for akoma okoso. Say Article 71 there. Prof, okase enyimfiri wa. Me say me no nyade.
Menkase enyimfiri ho.
Okase should be reviewed.
But when review no krana, it is not from the constitution. A design and stranger in the doesn't come. It is about the committee for no more before me. I didn't have the America say, yes, many persons see car as a facility. Facility debate my BMA office desk. Maybe I'm a dream, Sana Mecca. Committee is the only facility like I say, man, fully furnished office by building, way accommodation, cook, baby. And the a whole no seminal. And the any partner on better somebody, Sah or boss Abramo. And yes, in this case, a president, the Beja Tuma, as or she say, oh, say other top public officers, say high court judges, Supreme Court judges, any first one or no legitimate, or shady nuts almost a marker said, no more a day, and no more day. Say Parliament Susana, President Sona, Waka say, ABR, executives, even minutes in my pound for. Mati committee say no more can. Was a Charlie and no more idea. And the end consider. So on the end share a one of a monk of Fakuma told me. But so I say, you frog will be obeyed myself Sabia. Over Tunica, Quaba, oh, now, oh, yes, say, what the money subon. Oh, there be problem Casa. Mencasa. Oh, then, honorable Casa, I am trained, and I'm going to say, it doesn't even come to play because it is not about.
Exactly.
So, Casa, oh, they will be Cocana. And Sadia.
And for Biancan. And for
Biancan. To me review and is that
no, over review to see now. A casa facilities. At the end, a call into facilities.
Okay.
What to go into facilities, you know? Open reviewer. It should be review at the committee recommend on approval level.
I answer at the crew. Na papa ye enu free problem can say be free as I mean to ask na me the part said you say kind or say committee no after the recommendation almost aka say omo who said there's a serious disparity between the top and the lower right
yeah
na eba parliament you know my question is why identify a parliamentarian man who that specific recommendation no man pick it and can say hey asema mpanyimfo kan no kro nte kwa ba na so parliament betimi de aba ye dinkita ho wo ho na sa gap no ohun de person mkire every say momo hwe ya mo de mo ye satisfied no mo ye quiet but another important recommendation committee na ye say yen consider a way to close the gap a little bit no there obi anka ho hwe
there be prof ade ne say ye the article 71 de ne bai yamfa single spine for the amba.
There be in the article 71 report no.
Yes.
Acquire better more was no
at that time no ye can article 71.
I think what defense do on my now.
Honorable say and other matters.
But who said to you, dear Eba Parliament, I can't want 70 Article 71 holders.
Correct.
One said,
who recommendation?
If you're Nabote. One say, Parliament, why a one? Want to mean conquer fat assembia, young family, say, will become one. Say, what can you say, see? Me so met to me a statement.
Statement as the prof can say at the time of lay report parliament and kasa because committee ni we are the better the whole parliament any more debate na speaker give voice vote. All those who are in favor say aye. Okay, aye. All those who are not in favor say nay. Na maka. Mo kan aye no. Mo hu report ni say report na kasa so recommend say ketu a workers ayaka e was single spine so yeje. Ene mo am wo so na 4 years bi years gacha amamo no e kwan kakraka dem nti munye na mra mu my statement be on the floor of parliament my making effort be my friend tripartite committee ene wo susu so recommendation bi by say nti yenye ne embridge ga my bibi sada since I report by ya e ko bosumi nsie ni no my ana mo
ye report no enye parliament na omde brey report no ye generate report no emma because a presidential committee inti sa asem we no or the comma president and parliament no the comma we have to get it
assembly
no
let's say by mo for approval
exactly the point is it will go to president and then president will bring it to parliament
president any report any power be ampo committee no adwuma no
so constitution
yeah
or set president set committee no
oh yeah
at the end of the day no committee report no say president on the command
can the president amend the committee report
no of course yes of course why not obetumi no, I am not shifting any blame. What I am saying you are shifting, but what I'm saying is
I'm kind close to something to close to. Also, the salaries and allowances payable and the facilities available to the president, the vice president, the chairman, and the other members of the Council of State, ministers of state, and deputy ministers, being expenditure charged on the consolidated fund shall be determined by Parliament on the recommendation of the committee referred to in clause 1 of this article.
Okay, so the committee tell us what the committee is. What committee is it?
Committee, I say the salaries and allowances payable and the facilities and privileges available to the speaker. Okay, my member maybe a committee member. Clause 1.
Clause 1.
Okay. I say my jahoni na ewadodo.
Okay.
Being expenditure one top public officers. It is a chief justice in those ones. I say being expenditure charged on the consolidated fund shall be determined by the president on the recommendation of a committee of no more than 5 persons appointed by the president, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State. You know what? The committee that is making honorable. The committee now make reference to the committee of President Bessetti. When it comes to approval.
No, I am not talking. No. Lawyer,
but you see,
lawyer, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Approval, a parliament in a
but okay, there's no way I can say, president and
but the president is set a committee, so he will not know what is in the committee.
But it just saying that committee, parliament.
Yeah. No, let's say because a parliament in India, when it comes to
unless maybe it's a convention, you're not letting us. But
no, I am saying, say, whatever the committee, whatever findings, any recommendations are committee in the it comes to parliament for approval. That one, and yet, what I'm saying is, say,
but that's even the bigger issue.
Yes, it's a bigger issue. Say, see, no, what's the man who say, what can I say? Okay. I buy no ye say sa disparity no committee no I make reference to it and I said say SSC ye ne sa and I make say I buy no article 71 holders wasem and ye beka inti no say if there's any other recommendation outside the article 71 holders there that one it will have to be in a different
document.
Exactly. It cannot be the same.
It's always a full document.
No, because the committee no yete no omo asem omo kan about article 71 holders. Into say if there's
recommendation be about outside Article 71.
Your fair wages commission. Dealing with this matter. But I'm going to say, President, per the Constitution, President appointed committee in India. Omejumano, particularly with respect to fairness, MPs, any Omakana. Eba back to Parliament. And I say, I'm not one on the Becano. I said, Yatu. What I'm person making
there be as some American want to say.
But the American want to say.
The American say, committee report, call president. Into president in Nim, dear woman. Into when it comes to say, sir, disparity in salary structure, the president saw it. Or the presidency and the
parliament I'm some
yeah they see who ya they see ya who
and although is honorable you are but responsibility no because who you and I'm more approve here
Afia ubetumi aye ne say wo champions ade no na ye de aba parliament say parliament should sit on this and then determine that disparity that it cannot continue to be like that. You can do that. As a private
if we also want to na ba ma was say kujina na mo parliament
exactly
not take care of her interest.
So say we ye betumi aye nti sesi ye ka ho asemu yi ye kwa ye be ye ho
mo afela o kasa
I have my own doubt whether or not I'm come be here because already no we have been told Thomas we have already been told council Kaka said the time number 1 timing no wrong. Number 2 you know experiences from other places say COVID by you people have taken pay cuts. Say you most another recommendation be more finance committee say loan no credit any Ghana for di matem ti any mo ngi biem nti now they should categorize you people na say make me introduction me kan wasem
nti me say you beka
na say aka unya any loan na yete na ye calculation no ana review honorable I'm smart to be defending and no review no defend
there be o say no there no there it was a passing say no say na wa ma me kwan ma treat
I'm smart to be defending ho no for them in parliament
me wo parliament o
ya can no want say maybe but in
no
but who say going forward who say until am busa a prof ne honorable question be about ability to pay council crown a committee no etchen advocacy committee no one of the things the committee can about ability to pay equity and a fairness and a motivation of people into considering sanema we and knowing baby a Ghana economy and also grow at 9 point something covid a grow 1 point something yen to me crown ko afena as here and to bring this at this time see into and for even more parliament as finance committee to report recommend to committee nyina sa fe kwa the entry loan muntua 40% so ye fa ni nyina mesum Ghana for years so knowing where we are coming from say ye ho kire yen sense kai ye calculation ya wa wote ye betimi esi 40 year Pokua interchange be 4. And why are we doing this?
No.
Are we committed to parliament? Mo pese Ghana, yes, Singapore, Malaysia, UAE, for na mutu ko enko hoko he hono. Are we committed?
Afia, you are getting it wrong. Enye MP anase parliament enye sana ye peno. What you say? Na esan say Ghana for binu ayo ma adwen say. Die ye beka bia wo mo ntiase. Esan say ye say ye the 28 million ma MPs so mo fan koto cars intino sabe omo ntie nchechemu ewom omo nya ho hwe na emom benza enna ye ka se sana Ghana for say omo mpese ye beji loan na loan no ye me eno se uyi uyi me tax me income tax ye jime at the end of every month. The next one was sropa a car loan. Wow, Sanya mammy new way, and it was sropa a war. Me salary a yeneso. Iti say Ghana forces a say no more per se, ye no dear, and ye beconi see. But me uncle sound no mimi dream one, na say, transit now calculate here. Because finance ministry, they are going to do the calculation and bring it out for all of us to see.
Okay.
Enya de be boy. emboa yen kura
okay
won entina nye se ebia parliamentarians say ene de say ne yepese ekono but the ban say ye ntina se ne enka ho asem emfa sebe akomapa ene abojo sem emfa enka asem no ne ebe no say ye be soso yen sa ne te dia ene okay ene onu munyae na mum wo mfa yenka order article 71 holders no
okay
na yen nyina because yen nyina article 71 holders into yen nyina ye nye ne sa but yen nyina nso yenim se ye ne sa o man ne beboka enu nti na me nso meti ha yi a me kirekire mu a kire Ghana fo se ye ne sa pe won so o calculator ya o boy ebe enu de ebe balloon ayi no kra 4 years no sabi baby am free me de me fi a chance he ya 1.5 hours 2 hours me do a chance what about obi or be travel be say 8 hours 7
that was
hours.
The point I'm saying now honorable Mutala Mohammed they
exactly.
make it to a black person
good
so obeka say yen cancel out they free e be enough air no ofin kran air ban
because onu say no 1.5 hours no so adu ni kro until even with the saloon car mimi say woman saloon car krampa metumi dia komi kro eno an say menya botre but ye hwe nso a wo fi kumase e ko ne soro no enipa e free ho a wo nso e wo parliament so mo dos
okay
enti we no de me no Afia say o meka ne say Ghana for mo ye ndwen hu yie ebi ne se de won so wa maso ya o man akwanya na yenso ya betena ha ne aka bi ya ndwen hu yie
Mami, Prof, okay, point of order, no, person can be answer my messages and so.
Me the midnight December. 92 Constitution. I outplay when the 1962 Constitution. Parliamentarians were not considered say almost a Juman.
1962 Constitution.
Yes. Sorry, 69.
69, okay.
Go and visit that. And create a salaried MPs. No man said or man who do no person more man. It doesn't mean he can pay or more. But all these privileges were not there. 69 Constitution. Now 69 free more affair by 92. 92 dear no. And I created this system for us. The answer said
okay. And all previous constitutions now
were not as pampered as 92 constitution. Pamper MPs or politicians generally. As they say, your politics, move away from patriotic. You be also a day of mind. Men can say yes, I will say. So don't get me wrong. But the real element of nationalistic, patriotic. A year at Mama Ghana, free 92 dear no abese no if you say so you be am mania take as much as you can from the state a honor na army so enti once I admit it say so one 20 pakelia on your demand normal system men can say go back to 6 now don't get me wrong but some church 92 dear no what crystallizing no maybe ama so me we bibia na sebe e ho aye ensemble Inti no me pese enuano a omo life or politics come say abe professional can you nanka politics and profession I just say you go in you serve your nation but say say profession so you need to pay them well and all that but I think it's gotten too much they say sika ye share or politics ho nko ano more than ya kwan sika di be ya kwan sika di be mansuo sika di edoso and no near damn fees or say MP Pacho with the Wadaroma. We need to rethink how we finance our because maybe safe research or compare Sika almost shino to be elected. Open power government Sika shino to be elected. And here elected we are, then you are bound to go and look for more money to pay your bills. Okay. So until you know breed corruption here can be. Okay. We need to as a nation, I'll say thinking about how best they make me minimize it, the way public funds go into politics.
Council member, but more in the context of Constitutional Review Commission, Professor Mills, and I know that this issue came up. One of the reports I make commission, Omoka said, Omama picking for drink from at that time, your agency at 10. Now, so Obia etia says, yede ema article 71 for no they are calling for a review or me a recommendation by you nti mama kan messages number also going should we be able to revisit that constitutional review commission because after Professor Mills there no President Mahama Kraba want to also President Kufuor by obi anto a commission adwuma no so any going for it yenya agitum say constitution wey problematic constitution nti meji wo adwen che wo whether or not the constitution is a problematic constitution said the prof money other people Professor Frimpong so is one of the people who push or say constitution wey bogus say ankwa Ghana yentumi nkoya nim da kosusu na yeto article 74 for the beto saa 4 years bia ne asa na Ghana for no so we also pretend to work the value is the same baby age na my kind message I say the point is if you ability to pay issue here more can very important now is it also important say about article 71 for ministers MPs and their infie 9 be religiously no matter committee no na committee na review a monument salaries near their mom about workers akape it is always ability to pay aban be delay ye be tripartite committee ye be ntokwa ansa na no kwa kakrawa na workers nsa ebe ka no wo musa ka is this the ability to pay ana drama for Delaware or say if ya which Ghanaian politician would take a pay cut at 71 should be scrapped or say only lawyer enya adwen say yen review no say lawyer pebro fododo it just should be removed. Labor no used to draw a uniform structure as our structure the same Fair Wages and Salaries Commission no ye the ministers ni ade beto so no mahu om salary on betimi agisro na bia workers ba a form kakra but they must be on it no mahu say workers ho kire wo ma o mahu we can no longer pamper executive any politician said the prof ekano say Ghanaian bia ye Ghanaian politicians enye better Ghanaians than ordinary Ghanaians brahma for there eno Mr. Jewu ewo East Legon no say fia mo any adwuma o ye Mr. Jewu me chia o ne Mrs. Jewu ewo ne bank or any ade nyina mo ne workers nso ye mo good day Francis Rabna Siam on the oba fire na ye odeba o say fia lawyer divert issue no of the discussion in article 71 he is emphasizing too much on the first ladies ade no has nothing to do with the first ladies issue any yeka they said the prof di kan no first ladies no kwat on baby no committee bi ko for o masem no de on be shemu or say all members of the presidency in article 71 office holders are they public officials but also court presidency wa enipa egu ono kra benefit more than workers na work ground nti catch a lawyer say critical pa on fa na adwen ko say the ba nyina ibehu no say the recommendations Francis Esiam or say the recommendations are based on existing approved ones into omoba no dey become because previous recommendation other committees aye no the salaries be eka ho enuti eno mo so de no eba aye no ema ebi ekosoro no so message tankofo asende ewo WhatsApp me ko Facebook na me fa modwen channel wo Facebook no so ento edwa me ko YouTube ansa na fe maba mo de no so na lawyer abem no aba share views way for us na edukwam na we say I give a prof pa we are wasting money on politics enipa ne ba sesi a pa ubehu no akra so kono ma onye obi a mo bra na be unu no akwakoye policy said the prof can be start test con 10 no fufu no ma SRC no ade na afọ ba consulting wan hwan afọ bo unu 10 years no aba be minister na ye ma no at 71 we e wo say e consolidate obi a salary said e ba anya say aba mu e na obedi no say more so because President Kufuor kan inauguration say he's ope sika ko private sector enya aba mu e na obeba nti ye consolidate ema obi Arthur Matthew no say the MP in the studio is just defending himself on when him so on in crofo no omunya hwe oba studio say ne obe defending on in crofo no then is Kwe no say the committee that did the work they don't have Ghana at heart adena committee amu adwuma say munya mboko akofa crofo fi abonten abeshim say the lawyer can they were not part of the 71 to omu be mu aba be yeden and then is Kwe then is Makan Wudi George Afia no say the man in the fugu is telling the truth pa prof Nyakupo Shai na etu chema no creto do and a wokan Kofi Asamoah no say if you are watching inside Germany good job and a moye no na AK think no say if you are they are all defending things now when it comes to them they will not defend it. It's very funny say why the politicians would make our lives so better but when they come to power said they won't make it our lives. George Ofori Ofosu or see the base of my to the best of my knowledge as Gasha is a favor not something legal and you are by force or say yeah you don't deserve that Also reproach in all forms is what you deserve. Hey, the Bampacho Esgasha way there is in the constitution. I guess I just benevolence. Constitution article 71. Do a constitution ketwani be audio 114 so now I can because it's legal. And now Lily Kumsing or say Ghana Nankasa we need toothpick factory in Ghana. Because I've heard that we import toothpick. And yes, we any ebedi basabasa ni edibia kwa koma ministers at Tobangolo amomo entertainment allowance, amomo clothing allowance. See if what is this? And William Asamoah Tano say this MP pa trying to defend the financial remuneration of your people. Munji sikendi mu ya me sama mo be yes ministers. What is this? And Eben of fair no see if you what at all is the MP in parliament doing? What is studio pass the system is not working. To better on my old defenders and see anything. Nana Sami Tuga one or see if you give us jobs to do. My mouthie, catch a MP no so mo better na so mo make excuse say na kofobo mufie be se mo ma edwuma nya mo ma edwuma obi ama mufie enye se mufie na efe ene eba ho nti catch MP no nte no ho ase AB call or see if you enye no kra na woka. None of the ladies has ever collected money. Your panelists are afraid to speak the truth. That none of them has ever collected salary. Allowance is different from salary. Now, madam, ni nyina nyiska. AK call is your bem oba. Allowance salary it is charged on the consolidated. Umu bi dey to I am person me mama fire say mo ya mama nya coins. Yeah, allowance salary ni nyina ye wo consolidated me ni umienu ye 1 cedi ye di kogu no. You are complaining. Seriously. Yo, me mo sika ho ban. Na dey send the message. Politically motivated messages. Mensa Steven also good morning if you are me hwemo from Paris. Na Ghana na nkasa no. Say an hwe o man year a problem. Na nyameche e de fantastic suggestion be a prof we the campus so say government enya fleet of cars. Na o ko ba bi na ye minister wa be sign minister Edubu ahe 10 am. Me fa car Jeep, Pajero, Land Cruiser, a range car number so me de ko ha akoye say ni ama petrol gum o say no na nke best of a problem no nyame che den Collins ejabe no say madam educate your people well it is back pay is their pay we say politically motivated messages monto mobo back pay allowance charge on the consolidated card memory if you know why minu mienu sika no coins na yedi kogum na Theophilus Emisa Amasa or say it's only in Ghana and Article 71 office holder actually almost salary is determined after every 4 years of work. What a useless decision is that? No more your constitution nankasa or say no prof kan and military constitution and shada MYN. The message on also Eddie Aban NS Dati and say master nobody force you to become an MP. Catch a MP studio hose more to be metna studio and be defended the indefensible. Obi ansoma on ni nuanom so meye MP so mo hwe na de ne nkoye mo a omo mo nkotena nchen omo betimi aye adwuma no without collecting anything they will come mo betena studio and be defended ono so ne de no uko Facebook Josie Kobe Ajima William no say if you are here thank you for watching and Wilson Dela Roja no say politicians are milking this country instead of revamp public service na ma ejina national Sheska Omoji was in New Zealand agi pay cut just because COVID asay oman na mo de mo baji yenum sika enam de akọ Dakun Eben no say if you let's watch the whole video of parliament you showed not long ago. The MPs were there and these MP munya were defending. Who say most of them did not even go to parliament too. Into omukra no mo he. Sa bre no mo approve at the mesambo a video no ache obi o branch any bofu pa na Manaf Mola or say prof you do all nyakopon sha we mu nim panifo common sense omo de kasa to asomu e manfa so obaso we mu so na omo kasa panifo ni ntie we mu suggestion ni adwenche prof abekana abekasa na ye de ye o man no enke beboa Dawuda Adams no say create jobs build industries says ka we if ye calculation we pepepepepe and akamudi see 1D1 factory see bika ho a ka Ghana kra betimi akonani mo no so ne de no OPK Ogos no say this MP is defending the indefensible say NDC MP honorable Achiase we MPP ma shebedwane nye NDC Papa Kwesi Nkrumah Misa and also it's very interesting to know that our MPs read on their allowances but they are okay to work and not yeah but a buy workers there womonya ye de no esa minti what you mean by read it's for baby and Nana Stephen entry or say let the MP in the studio know that they are very wicked whether he defends it or not, they are very wicked. Because teachers were a bad rose, nurses near ho, a bit will cry in 2 hours near the Marco to single spine. No, I better studio A defended to say their mumma or so. Edane a bibia into your salary, man, catch and say, oh, me wicked. And after James near Afote, or see, please, if you tell honorable man for say, he should stop defending the indefensible. This one, yeah, more beyond be defended, yeah, shine your eye. They should be serious in parliament. Mumbambe approval reports without reading or looking at the report in total. And Joseph Samuel Atoda, the government should create regional employment systems, interim recycling plants in every region, and look create jobs. That's why I can't the talkers in a fan kohonum. And Innocent Jude, or say, the 1992 constitution is the most useless constitution ever. Said the Prof Nankasa HM, this is the only constitution we create a S-Gasha Article 71 CN Chichaman. How can we develop a country like this? Was a Prof Yakupon sharp, papa. Boache Bernard, no, say scrap the 1992 constitution. Simple. Near years our class system, new through on says Scafoni be a 71 judges, commissioners, any other Nagana for Akade, a come in Queen. Then his captain or say MPC is selfish, but how can you even think say any suggestions after the answer your mom can be to say ministers so abra ye konkwase ministers yenye every omo ensem abrante Idrisu Gado was it please Ghanaians are not demanding allowances from the first and second ladies, but they are not in support of the president and parliament legitimizing their salaries. Okay, Idrisu Gado there and odebano na say allowances kwani ye jiwo consolidated o legitimizing kwase eje o tax money na na ekono and nana Kwame Mensah bon to shake out say afontocho so say minority no should stop the hypocrisy. Moma J spousal allowances na shemoto as NDC mobile mobekon et say dem moye asrabo for George Ochino say MPs think they are more Ghanaians than the rest of us. Ye be so yetia o mo yenyina moja we mu red. Young Willis and say can you please enlighten us on the procedure on how to change the constitution? Me are very interested because we need to scrap this bogus constitution. Lawyer messenger no so at the amount how we can remove change amend this constitution if possible. OPK was it first and second lady Omar Refandi Omodie Ye Musa Lodina and Omar Makane say Omodie no wahi allowance they show moto ade no mo allowance Emma and Don Pino or say Don Pino OCT 199 meaning what you mean and Amponsa Stella say these politicians are very wicked though. We give them accommodation, transportation, utilities, allowances. They are not satisfied. Young Ghana afford, we don't even get half of it. We are obi salary 2,000 cry enu. Wasamba be tua tax here they are mau. We are masamba say mam car. Ya mam say upon all the allowances I the mam as ministers. Kwabrensha or say if you are please ask honorable mommy said if the car loan can be optional because some of them do not really need the cars. They are closer to Accra. Any MPs or more Accra in Nina's way, woman in Abeko Akwaji, Nyafu. Don Pino say 1992 constitution or the Jutum, yes, scrapping free ho. George Oche no say 1992 constitution, ye, some Atodazi, or see the youth no, woman here just 2 weeks of employment keke, and Okayasem, and so much to one Chicheska at the mam home of parliament, any ministers, move your marco, mobile bontama because munim first lady for the Sky B and I say I don't have any problem with MPs taking the loans because their salaries any year from no ministers no free car, free a dine, free allowance, free a security, free cook, free D&D, free watchman, and no anyone no say or say no problem. Abigail a dime mention or say my sister, we have not received or say my sister has not received a NAPCO allowance since April. MPs into what's saying? Or say if you almost the same. But so mama me say sikano ewe Antoinette Edu no say MPs have their car already. Omopa they should sell it and get new ones. If they are traveling long distance, omofanko anya ha and on bear justification say omo car loan and a blank mason no say even common breathing apparatus. Kra Ghana National Fire Service for ANB. Na ma begina say yemfa sikano kwajeje car. Emma, if you have a calculation, it say, or or say MPs and ministers are just sharing the cash, basa among themselves. Appear confidence, all MPs are selfish. If you are catching an MP, no, non-ten one say, read the message each channel. Lina Equia or say, they are just wicked the past. If you will not change, where's na you so no, can't read the man honorable, na on thing. Now, you're obeying prayer, couldn't say now, we can read and write to. Yenyen krofo na na yen ko school first na no mo dada ye no enti #scrap the constitution #remove article 71. Gloria Asari no say how about MPs just stay in their respective constituencies mo makra ebe a omo ntina omo respective constituency ni enya teleconference na omo nya parliamentary proceedings said ebe ye nkoje ka bia ema obia eno so na kwabena wiafe wo se efia by law nti every 4 years bia article 71 for no ye ma omo sika ana prof meba na wetumi asoya akọ prof to meba na omama akosisi a council ma member also said ebe prof betimi asoya akọ ba na mebusa se esi eyi constitution na what is the agreement ebetimi dey eyi constitution
I'm the Casa Amendment here. I'm the Article 289. Amendment of the Constitution. No, you were a Macquine say Parliament. A bit me through an act of Parliament. A bit to me, amended. And you know, we provisions in your entrench.
okay
But when it comes to the entrench, provisions and idea, I was say, yeah, present a fairness a bill not to speaker. And then a speaker so that come a council of state. So I say, and then a council of state after some 30 days almost so I publish it for it to be gazetted. And then I acquire referendum. And the process is not enough form. So that, but still a pop kind. May I agree, sir? There are certain provisions be or I say it me amended now because when there is some form of over-concentration of power, our president. And normal, so many aspects of our country life now are compromised. We share appointment of IGP, a top military affairs, almost be a critical position by president appointed. And this is a bass and I when it comes to fairness. Anyhow, a Nippon had any coin, say, will be after I say IGP, about me by any do buy it. No, I actually call IGP, then Abeka. So, these are some of the things I think there. Yentimi over holding anchor, reduce those powers in anchor. Because in the UK system, when it comes to district police, you got almost twaba.
Oh, okay.
Yes, almost like almost around now. If you are district police commander, almost twaba near you. Into I think say some kind of fairness being as a indirectly, no, won't me influence, no. So, until certain provisions for constitution, say Bobo CBS bit my, but Article 71 on any so what say ye nko ye through or crowd ya the best way bit my and say ye such a way say ye just say sika we ato obi aba senior mfama no ye ntimi fa bi nka ma ka ba ko ye ma ka but ye jan say ye ja wo say ya de a ene obi e be from president bi oba ka so beti committee bi an do mo ma adwene be ye omo ene ye de be ye adwuma enti da me hu ni say any say ka say bi ye through or crowd ye ena nke pese ye review na say amend ya ye mfa nhye mu say wo ye MP na ba for aka bra
okay
and I remember we be a 5,000 Ghana a month and there is cast in stone straight obi antimi nya ho but so ka say ye nyi through okra kwata dia ebe my member honorable kakra honorable you see there's a critical issue policy ni bi ni ayi for viewers ni bi aka just say omo criticize MP4 S Gracia but is yes Gracia o share committee report na some mbacho munye fairness net benefit
no who contribute to the average
so
your original contributor and over which most of you
no in the course of who adwuma no
yeah
mo contribute
yeah contribute to senate
wow
yes yeah
do okay so share committee report na or make reference to superannuations yes obeto chair say kamunye scheme bi
yeah
nanka month bi akwa no 25% or say sika nanka dem mas S Gracia nanka yam fan tum
that is for that is
as
because
a tier 2 pension
because say former MPs you know na omo consultations are omo ye no na omo call visit bi no no omo sitinem obi ohwo a o say MPB ewi just because when you 200 Ghana cedis anko to adru former MP let me put it that former MPB we because when you 200 Ghana cedis anko to adru inti no committee no fele say sana tie dia ye ni say ya beboan say na ye be ya I just say e welfare wo na eno no so na MPs no ebi no can say ye welfare na mo be tie free esika mu de la lie
okay
but
yes
I just want to open it up for him I just yeah
enti me dem be say me can prof can say a politician has become lucrative prof you see I had the situation of I'm going to say robbing Peter to people so we as a people our orientation towards politics ill is totally wrong You understand? Yeah, at the back of our mind, say, I dream, say, will be politics or Kwaku. In the essay, American. But Saturday, you know, and the grounds are caught to disaster.
Okay.
As a people. You understand? And you know, I think that the orientation about we as a people, because and then it's about, you know, monocracy. It's not about competence as it is. And so the very organization of our body politic, how I conducted elections from the grassroots, and how I see getting to office. So, and all power, Prof, to Bomodiano to make a call at the Chimandia, community service secretariat. Okronipa 10 gua, a mubako pen official. You see, we made it the culture, say we minister now or secretary as an officer. As our drawers go all the time. Yes. And to him, our orientation. You see, you cannot blame you be at all, but on all banner, investment no making. Oh, you see, will be che bentoa, will be chawe, will be cherry. These are the issues that just any panel so bad. Tell me, say, when you for the Christmas. And I want power be up or Tima head there. Honorable is a Cabanco, a bit made dear Cobbage Daniel, my friend. Oh, yeah, it's power. Oh, the mere father psychologically a throw honorable. And no crime, a make you be. What I say, who drew by concert here, but you so independent original car top now, Mansasso. In Nipa, you need now, but you see, another day, no. A Nipana is uncle for no more your son, and best to bottom. Well, and you won't be a pressure also. Is the honorable to say, or doing a coin of power next time. I'm telling you, I started planning, minimum not dream there, but I started planning, go away and delegate maybe away on me say, and never question. So, it is there be no pressure. It's about the people, we. The people. And until say, you're very reoriented. I agree with you, where I say, that's not the way to go. At the end of the day, no. What's your constituency now? The OG's got trouble. I feel, or cocoa, your clients when you're kickback, no, they break on now. Now, I feel going to announce an issue. So it's like, you see, it's some kind of what, like, you know, a vicious cycle.
Agreed.
And they operate here. So for me, my core here, the people. So, we reorient here. So, say, it is not about, say, Obi, community, as I would genius, can sana. Don't know what corners, cannot call fire, no, but besides Jeff, indirectly.
Yeah.
So, these are the things I say, yes, you can hear. Oh, yeah, but there are some public sector workers, I'm telling you for a fact. A Democrat benefit chain politicians. Yes. There are some of them who cheap V8 and then big cars.
Yeah.
No mass civil service.
Oh, big, yeah.
By the nature of their job.
To be a
you see, but you can't. You be journey now, politicians. So then I say, Peter Mewuka, say, Mize, Ushuma, or more civil servant, be Brina, Kauna, man, so. Of course. I know be. Of course. So, some of them benefit more on politicians, be granny. I'm telling you.
Chief directors, no?
And yet directors to crash. I mean, person body. They know.
Oh, the director general for there.
Independent sector crowd can. There are some sectors. So you see, it's about the orientation of the people. So there be the pressure to politicians or to the young generation. Hey, Kofowi, Manisi, Ombi.
But council, any anunti so nanka was say, you opportunity to do a constitutional review, no matter how bad near constitution it is. Nanka was here so near son. Where is the political will? Says Nipano, Ghana for citizens, na orientation, ya dream, and Emma problems we bad. Should have used the constitution. Yes, son, Emma say, okay, primaries, there's a ceiling. What we are 20,000, want to mean to anything. Yeah, the vet, Bibi sir, why didn't we take it? Because I'm also and they show that commitment.
Oh, is there? When it comes to political parties, what's the constitution? I quite say, or bad time out of it. Now we free my head. Even substantive offense act of parliament Yama ebia the sector minister na any panel power so for airline mra dem for into him Yama offense representation of offense act of offense I mean public representation I mean this election or art and a governing political parties no into him all political party na say ultimate the be sober now check one MPP for be electoral college and Gabaya West Chimiwa, or move at the point. No, but MPP, no,
but it was a limited delegates. It's not like polling station. There should be people in the polling station. Okay. There are 5.
Oh, okay.
But when mo de ne de omo ye ne say electoral
every registered
college
member bia
omo ye no.
So there are means I bet me the careful sadia. Sanya sir prof say bet na no akwaba unim because see nipa na oba no waboka. I'm telling you it's not easy. It's not easy. So enti boy na adentina we got assemblyman kra no obi fit o ye ne yere ho ade a e so ko jiska ono. Oh na me that kind of pressure. Assemblyman kra na ye nti omoka. Apart from committee or maintenance or manager allowance I do assembly no marketing pressure. And the bia nipa na nam ho no ma o nso no e so survive. So in the end na both akotwe ya ba na akotwe ya ba na akotwe ya ba. I'm so no abonye se bebe won timi kan e. So atache. E bia man so ahwe ni phone so bo he kwan ko fo fefe na memenda. I don't know you know we you see pressure.
My member professor na back council na we will just wrap up on Ejura committee because committee na we any report whether or not committee no with 2 weeks no matimi find there here transfer the report but generally about Ejura how our government are handled. But prof on this matter final comment what one is saying
my main picking near me okay about Ghanaians and ukrepa say problem or Ghana no and your politician from problem. After all, they are Ghanaians. Yen nam ho ye kasa kasa ye mu abi na ekoye MPs. Ye ne mu bi na ekoye ministers. Ne mu ba ko na be president. They are not from Mars or anywhere. In the problem I ne as a people and no one graduate here to that level. Okay. There's no question at all about that. To say orientation and it has to start from scratch all the way up. Now, I'll say a two-way. Say, what creative political system and ma obisu okoye politics or boka send your walking. Now, otimi ma promises be a sebi, ontimi nye. There's a funny story be a mechanical baby, politicians be, and now Kokro be has and Twabamano. Now, say, dear Ben, I will yen to Madiana by Yamaye. Or so, me motuma me win pep. Maybe they see the most beautiful bridge. Maybe they construct a bridge. A quiet base. I cry back so. Nasa quiet one nam so in so be anyhow. No so. In so anyhow. And your memory a young so after ho. Nam the bridge and fast waba. So. It's a joke, but that is what it is. Expectations. Oh. Into any politicians ne umuno. You mad those kind of expectations. So expectations soon the so many because you have bad orientation. Yes, you demanded something from them. In here 2 ways. Last week, Mitier, very distinguished, good guy, be also kind of same problem. Say how you say baby. Or say, penina, why minister penses or penny pa. Or far car, trot be sa effort baby. You see, oh, now MP pa na way you say. Na o panyimu na o akofaka o kawe na otimu bibisa to say sense as emti no ontimi nkofa trotro ne ade oh na nam fi say that is an opportunity and konso betimi educate ni pa call cancer and say hey opanyini mo na mo so massa bi edi money
sa
but you didn't educate him on one side ma withdraw me fa sa ka we nko ba bi me de me for wheat drive na beko so the orientation should come from both the top and the down. So say the be because frankly see antimi ansesa your orientation how can your expectation na ani baby e ko ne be ko saa ko say bibia be book to amai so enti the meka see so ani say first constitution need there frankly I will see a reform no there are so many aspects. I'm not talking of article 71 any one part. The whole of power concentration at the center we need to dissolve that. Or say strengthen district assemblies. Now assembly be a power enough to share. For instance, Sankema assembly be one tractor, one roller, one caterpillar idea kwanya. And Kobin tra body bebu abome. And ka say, hey, body president na kufu for be me kwan mame.
Assembly na betimi aye bi
na prof am say omo but am say the maintenance. Obia so far I'm because there was a time an assembly bia
not now ebini ho
omo grader
yeah
you know that's long time ago long time ago
President Mills time. Unfortunately those graders were not up to standard.
Well, you procure
to me anye bibi papa bia
Into the American say
yeah tema prof they okay yeah tema temare friend with power roader temare friend also Valco also wa home steel big industry asogli gas plant e wo the same e kwan ni nyina basa ankasa assembly no at their level omo was a grade e bia wo de se kwan no kra na unyanya ya grade so smooth
na cut me afa
just nothing una just is sad
until decentralization me ehia me papa he me minim how old you are but me call school me from LA middle school unum LA
local authority
that time not local authorities na see adan and yes minister wakra and normal contracts here nkosi 4 unit classroom block local authorities na see adan in the 60s 70s all these things were there yeah the papa in this country but we forget say those are the things that we used to do at Emaya Koso. Schools were built by local authorities.
But Prof, that one that's all honomo. It depends on the source of funding. If you get farm
no, get farm normal contract no akra.
The termination is it depends. Assemblies no, so person who sit down omo development committee sub committee omo dwene ye de ba common fund
but ayisa
and get fund
but community for na atakwa me dan villages am ko aya me schools wo be ko na bi atakwa me dan na committee na nkasa yire no ho afo aye na omo expect say aban be ban teacher say atakwa me dan na omo say ho na nkola ni
do kan ni na ni mo but the woman say ebi wo ho
obi obanye no
lawyer the woman say on say decentralization the concept no as CCA no wantwi abem chere say nanka total decentralization indi no sabe yen to be mfin kran fan match say there shouldn't have been anything like that.
Is that what is happening now?
Yes, sometimes yes it has been happening. And now if I say what decentralize one assembly no common fund, you send all the money to the assembly for the assembly to determine what to do with it.
What they need to do.
Because as it is now, there are assemblies. Once I create a lot of assemblies, some of them, IGF, internally generated fund, is non-existent.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They don't have a market.
I agree.
They don't have anything. Here, Kobe Fie say, "At 9 years, me person me bejiu ntoku ato. Wo beti asem wo beka kire.
Ntoni bi.
Good. Wo bi mpo a wontua.
Me fie kro otem su kro bia se na ntokura na.
Intino show. Oh, intino ama district assembly no almost so omo kire omo papa. Nti se sika beba omo ho no beba no na omo didi mo awi.
Atete so on cry.
Oh no so adwuma wo ye no funny say owo assembly no.
Nti honorable conclusion is say local governance system na nya adwuma 100%.
Sene ye say ye.
Enya adwuma say dey. Because the ma bola ne ade be ye issue ya say yeti akra na local government ministry assign a bola a dustbins contract. Yeti akra na assign road contract for a credit. It should have been signed at the assembly. Intina honorable intina ye ni abrisika we.
I'm say my mo.
Tubo kakazo. Intina
e buy kwan na. Urban rules ni federal rules na one.
Omo district level.
Procurement ni bibia. Na mo payment na. And I just all back cra.
I say no so na influence corruption.
That is the power. That is the power.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because some procurement now, any those urban roads, federal roads, almost start to municipal assemblies in metropolitan assemblies. But payment now, say road fund project. Now so certificate in we are.
No, but lawyer,
why should that be the case?
Even if you do it at that level, you need approval from the region. There should be a regional approval,
which is not there.
Honorable, because
no, make us say.
All these checks and balances, a road 2 years now, so the checks and balances really now become corruption structures instead of ensuring quality and not proper decentralization. I bet just an avenue for chop in the system. But I mean, couple prof no we any points because
been coming to be twice like a prof. There be any me share say kura.
Hey, there
be time no a prof discussion.
Your time no. I was here.
And tina na ehia say sa ye elected DCs no and kasa na ma we num nyina no ebetumi a because now you are just an appointed official. The president can decide say what when in so yeah may you free ho.
Okay.
But sen can call for no say when ye di ye DC a baby a eso ko hwe adwuma okọ sika okọ bibia de beboa bia no. We me kan masem o. Me besi so me kan masem.
Emre bia me support in ko musua de a. On say emre bia bedru DC appointments. Assemble Ghana.
Yeah.
Atamils Emre, almost she baby. Okay.
Yes.
Is that take 7 months in Tmin Ponte? All kinds of things. But Nana attempt to say Nana Kufuor attempt so they call parliament near changing. What happened? Politicians are a torpedo no. Meboa. Meboa.
And Ghana for.
Oh no, they came from parliament. Obia because Atamils
commission now can say na mention na no nya.
Oh, some make a parliament. Politicians. Okay, politicians. But in fact, Commissioner Atamils set up or more recommended say overwhelmingly Ghanaians want elected DCs. A call white paper change That's another interesting point. That when the masses decide something they want, a politician can sit in Accra and change that. That's the example. And no nanchen. Yeah, but a party will be a decentralization. Nana Akufo-Addo buy and was okay. At least a better near elected DCs. Why be area and a core parliament? They say what's a Ghana for to go? Yeah, Ghana for a core parliament, you know, and acquire partisan for some reasons, even though none this for no preso. Now made the minimum what change their minds. No more say almost and vote also. And a man Nana Akufo-Addo say I will draw. So that thing eluded us. But be also nim say sanya wo kan ye MP. Sankit me ye elected DCs ni MCs na. Kebe man koso aba. If it's accountability no e be wo locality. So
probably be pressure no kwa wo MCs so
because so we MP now we good DC and MC. No hwe chiri
mawa
utumi ye adwuma.
You see?
And then also Bema Omwadria DC for baby professor. Obe contest wo MP the because he's focused on elections, not on contesting.
Exactly.
But they say most of the DC wo on couple to
because you betumi apam no anytime. On the tenure no security of tenure no.
Anyhow.
One.
But be MP there on at least 4 years.
4 years. 72 way there. Wo be me den ti say Vienna.
Just 4 years.
Yeah.
Ti Vienna. But onu no ni sa luxury ni bi. Inti die be ka kire no fin kan bia no. Inti no say administrator common fan administrator ka say you say na me de be brem a you have no option we ye dede a obeka say wani nsuade inti no say wani nsuade de a ye ntumi ni wonya adwuma
so honorable bisi membusa say na no okuje to abla kwase da na mo approve Esgasha no committee report no on oni parliament. Inti committee report na kasa
8th parliament and 7th
parliament no 7th parliament not this parliament the 7th parliament no on oni ho now also oni ho. Okay, so this question as a starting campaign we should name and shame all those who approved of that committee report, so we should know them.
The parliament is a place of records. Inti no say
it's easy to get the hands on. Council member on here share a draft committee in here round it up. Oh, no, so honorable the Obekabia waka. On the committee on this monument issue in MPs cast ministers the na margin. Okay. Honorable
Afia.
Yeah, because what for prof time can
grant. We are here can dear me I'm a nationalist and son I'm a politician. Me feel say Sanima we are ekosu nyina no as on mine no as I see take a decision. As on mine, let's say take a decision. Your constitution no aka afi na di 30 years. Nti wutumu say e nipa mpo a wanyini. As I say about this time, as I say okopa ware bi na o ware so ware ya. Good.
Ware ya yeah.
Na say we ka tell say hu ye twem o ya pa. So what you say? Enti no enema bebre so asesa. We just look at 92 ABC Satame. There has been a lot of changes in our public life. A lot of changes. Where social media 92 ne ho ene baby a edru onti ni sese no I to say senema bi nkoyie wo constitution mu a ese say ye na constitution ye dia ese say ye hwe kwan ye de befa so se ye tuatua sika bi ne hu se sika na ye tua no enko ye man a ese se ye dwe ho ne ye hwe kwan a ye de befa so na me no de ya na eye me ya ne se ne ya nkofo esi etwa nkofo adapa e wo nsem bi a eti se hu emwa basa obonse no obi nso take entrenched position meanwhile bia nanka no amman when take that entrenched position nanka wotumi adwen hu ye because enya tem didie na mbom eye kasa ye di nkomo a ka obonse betumi change niema because esi eniema bebre wo ho a asoman na se san okay ni ehu se oman ne pese ekọ enim efi se ya nsesa niema bebre a timamufo any politicians benya problem okay politicians nso ne timamufo ebenya problem because say ne lawyer kan na professor kan mo ana mo sorry amoko politicians wo kwakogibi o ye adwuma krampa na o san sere usika ono ye na adwuma agi ni pay to no botom no kra na o san sere usika on nti gwenim nyina no eye niema bi a say ye adwen hu ye ne ye de to ho say as oman no de ne ye hwehwe okay say ye pe a ye nkase pe ye pe bi a ye nkase pe bi last one oh winner takes all no Afia entumi mwan wo politics mu wo kwan bia so it will never help us and that is why people are angry and people are jealous okay because unya ba bibia ye media me tuoi say ebra NDC wo so ministries me nko ho nkoje hwe presidency me nkoje hwe wo ho and I know say MPP abai ya wo NDC fo bi wo ho a since I buy 2017 on money that area no because only be da ho so I Ghana for bebre wo ho say only obi a wo ye politician e wo the system no mu a onka ho bi emmo Ghana eno no emankofo ebufu emma eye nkofo ya say adenti na ye nyina ye man wo say na aka say private sector ono ye je ne to yeah nti ne tax na otua no mfaso be na onya oso eye kwan na ekọ ne fie no na onya so mfaso ana ene okọ hospital no nkuta health insurance say want to me enjoy any health benefit is that not the case good nti no ede na onya wom e wo to na otua ono because aye winner takes all nti won ka ho a and next MPP free so na NDC bar it is going to be the same okay. Is that what we want as Ghanaians? No, if that is not what we want,
which is why I referendum ebe to abase we should scrap the
exactly 19, so we need to do with a better article. Need to do certain things emma enye winner takes all na enkoba say me enene mabra na mabenya dia me nko ame dia ntie e me fa
and now can we say create envy and then jealousy ne anger yes
serious resentment
because Ghana for your form ni nyina hu say asem na mo tesro
good
and am did because the sense na another kokufa do buy ya ye hu na busuafo mo wa ba mu a ye ni mo de but who share onipa no wa yi ase a wo twa ne ho ne skin color crisis a wo tumi say koyie ma no odi ye eti say wo form no say eh na ye wo form ye na ekoto abama na mo to
so ye kwadura be a odi na
oh now this is an example of the anger the empty amount
that video
but this is just an example because now no mo ko mo yie ba ko bi MPP fo yie bi ana se mo ye no kofo due
MPP fo wa yie wo
mo yie bi wo gabi papa yie
obi papa wu a o ti MPP fo
yie wutu se ekoyie mamo na ye wo fo me wu se ekoyie man ya people say that
na bembe ne ba ekoyie ma wo abai mo dia hin na ba ekoyie ma wo
me o mi di obi am pama se pro
so that is why
ora we we defense nya nkofo krasi
me de so atutu bia man me magia
atutu bia man
ne
but before me call so remember what started on the ejra 207 Ghana for nya perspective on bi sika na yetu amom 275 MPs ene 275 ministers are also say 86 plus council of state members 31 judges I want start say more cars from court of appeal from all the court of appeal to supreme court you have about 40-50 or then mama yan say 50 omu nyina ye talkers amom 275 86 31 50
chief directors
okay in fact chief directors 86 ministries chief directors almost our deputy chief directors
judiciary
from another 86
from high court.
Ansana ya from high court I'm talk as mom.
Judiciary. No, I'm talk but
judicial service.
Yeah, judicial service.
Do them only 50. You can say 50 in the judicial service. Ansana about office of the president. The last time the report called parliament calculating the number of people come under office of the president. About President Kufuor the first time about 900 almost 1,000. If I saw matter so 800. All these people are drawing cars on your dime. O tax na uchiagu consolidated. When we nyina cars no. MPs ni ayi for dey krom kan. 60% is paid by government. 40% on betua. Minu mi no dodo send your banka. Unya 60%. No interest. Interest nso abaya for. Ansa na duty na ye de crack cars in background so abaya for. Ti dwene hu bio. Ansa na wa be send me politically motivated text message. O tax no any mandate in any MPP yet near the akotu anti dwene hu bio. Ansa na wa bebusa yenko adwade nso na bo council council dey over parliament so pe because
dey oye dey
member na parliament
do oye dey na
parliament. That's why we need people like council.
I am not saying this to impugn.
Okay.
No, the American say send wo ye ni nieme ya onim de e koso yi de onim posin me ntino obeko
the best support
council your best support na omanya fa ho plan crowd it council ye hwe adura de no committee na wie omadwuma nra omo se afi no mba be omo official omo wie omo adwuma no but so far hwe asoman say they handle adura sem no abesi edena bibi wo hono ma could have done better than we did.
Oh, me that's so here article 278 appointment of a commission of inquiry. On the president a man kwan say bibi ba o man ni mu na say asem bi no bi cost na say enya and as parliament ko abetimi aka say empa commission of inquiry mra na o mo ntrase na o mo nka na constitution nature say e mo the powers of a high court enti o mo wi a o mo report no say the o maye no e so o mo the comma president na president no emra mu no e was say within 6 months no wetimi a publishing so na whatever so won't mean publish so I saw true reason there won't mean publish farmer nemo the channel say you make advance funding say bia you who say ni person we say report ni mu ya true mu another 5 people you trust any people we are say I publish we nipa no within after 6 months and sana wetimi appeal against it to the court of appeal so that and I think there is in order yen twen na yen hwe do mo de beba ansa because it's here no untimi nyina mu nka se obi a we ana obi a yise nti yen translate mo di asem no so no say it's the work out pepepe ye mo obi akwan e be cheche da dance e bai nti say dem run ache no nti ye wi na say within 6 months president no dey 5 people and no mo publish the ban say so mo mfa ma so a kontu che so mo fa reason count o mo ntimi mfa ma
okay
and after no who nipa na make advance funding no so no all right so we appeal against the decision say ebia dey say no court of appeal ko say we know powers of high court it went me a mempe da mo ka fa me ho say me na me ye ni person me say me na me kum nipa na me ye say me mpene a me call high court e ma kwan say ko pemi so be ko supreme court enti mo me ntwen na for now no there because what can be afa ho unless say bia
but can so share committees ayatete wo Ghana hanom ayawaso wezo ogun committee one committee is this a committee that ye betimi ahu no kre committees na ka say yet na are we able to find the truth and answer is just to say the nkofo bebre kan ye the man nkofo bufu abofam keke
because o share any pa mo e down on dia I mean judges ne lawyers and answer nkofo at least omunimra enti untimi me enka so integrity no that's go no say bia untimi nyina onka
not on their integrity but the integrity of omo was omo enforce committee report for instance I also dey say Anshadan ko ye bia
why people na e ba o metimi aye some change do man as say eno so na ye constitution na so ndi say the Paul Fokan say you no maybe ho no ma I say itimi overhaul na powers ni bibi no itimi ye free say in this sense itimi ye say the committee ni the beba no e fa na commission of inquiry ni beba na e fa na obi antimi nya wo hwe anke no ye edi we na me aka ne say as bibi akoye politics o ma we mu ndi to obi be ye bia no obo say as political motivation go wanye ni see ya be ko tia man na be yesi ko at the end of the day no these are top security officers and now no yemfa na kwa nto ne enko ni ye anya sa yɛkɔ anim no so bit my brain because you see ano public no against security officers and I say security apparatus enti so one balance interest ni now could defend obi na anya yi a obi a bit my sweat yan yo enti that balance no is there but no nche say me mfa ne kwan nto ba bi did that ye de beto a manfo akoma beto mu yam obi a wahwe ne na de bi no because sebe o hwe security man na o fairness o mka ne say ka emi ata na say na o to na o emi na o bunku to dua o tena tuo ni say o ka kire na o mo despair the crowd no say o mo issue na as sebe minye security but say ultimate transport hwe utu say o emi at obi so I'm just taking me because I'm from taking aim so now what to me I yes I know just say I know be ankoyi so attach and I think say in as much as yes we should also consider ways I bet me crowd control as I do a D nyache okay I let my vote count so na branch na niko 2 year and
I think
we so attach and I think say SCCM we so attach and yeah hankwa per se but all about the world crowd control is a problem so attach and omumu yenhwe hawa ebisi yakono na o hwe omu say so we use first reasonable force na minimum force but I don't know how to express it no age na the circumstances na de beba no so obi ntimi mfa ba na won fa tu so match so enti omu yenhwe de na nkofo no ya nkofo ba enti yento yebo na yenhwe de ba kusi
prof yenhwe there's also the issue of the media for abem nkofo blame media for say na media for na ye odo media ni bia nkotu Ethiopia man aban ankasa in managing the communication managing Adjuran seminal from region ne ade nkofo ebo regional minister dey ono ankasa testify any generally Adjuran dey ni nyina what do you think
dey di kan me dey say omo wi omo dwuma na nsakra na omo report be ba me pese aban efa kwan be so na o start locally no what I may call reconciliation.
Okay.
Or say bantimi bomb modern say through the regional officers, through the district, wherever no. Itimi ma family na omanya asem no ne public ni youth no. Omutimi eshia ni dinkita ho na yetimi ejojobo. Important because it's the same community. Nipe ho they will continue to live together. Until say pekwan bi na yejojo omobo na omoba back to it. So that is my first year or say itimi ye na asumdweba omanu they tosu mienu I'm hoping say political opposition they don't plan say committee no report beba bia no yen kan kra ye be gi atumus ye be kasa nye because oye okoye ne na we akofa example ayawaso ya amfa anya hwe we amfa anya hwe sabi ayawaso si ena osu asi two separate incidents. So last year my nino cry it doesn't mean say this year meaning no.
Okay.
Until no say political opposition so omo enya abotre na yetie nsenmu yie ansana omo akase bia say because ye develop tendency be say bibia ban we be no eyo enyo ye dey ato agu ye mpe ye invisible omo yensa na omo ha oman no. The political opposition should be careful here. They are tossing me yensa. Mijidi commission also no they took so many things into account. Now I'm expecting say omo report na be balanced. So said you be a review video na say yesisi ye no we dey nya say obi na etwa tro say dey na menu eken. Ensem bi ankoyi. Nti o say security operations controlling crowd and sa no man so no. I say security agents almost taking lesson from this. Say be ya BBC a ibenya better way of managing the crowd near the ade. Now the American chat to crowd is I'm hoping say recommendation commission bebano a bema pointers be for government to take certain actions. There's a pointers a bebano abamo modern no ye now onyentum because me assure say 3-member commission they are all very distinguished individuals. Omodum nkoye no mo ya ma of minor nkoso o man ko kas o mo nkoye se BBS na media dia odi ba mu no de no credit during the course of the first part and be a commission no make statements bi and so I'm saying since then no o mo ye more focused on their work and did an excellent job in fact we follow out him say they did an excellent job intino ye nyina ye hope say report be ba no abamba giatum na enhihye bi on de be hihye ato say yem fa so na asomdwe mra na saa asem ebi nsibio daachi bi no eno ho enam fi say ehia o say yehwe ti abra afua ubusa me a me de no ti de ka no very important for me say you best start measures locally to bring people together to avoid any negative reactions when the committee because obi anim the committee no beka obi anim and ebaso you know the way Ghanaians are the otie no anti ni ye the okoka enso akoka ne basa na enso akopoku needless inti ye manage the report na nkasa any the people in Nigeria ye manage omu ye said ye be ya the asumdwe ne ahotobebro
prof anytime your time can ma okasa about political undertones because the judge any nyina politics na shasi NDC ni MPP ne tension build I don't even know and if work akra how they are even managing it e wo krono mu a omu nyina down ti bibia beba or report na chi ne betimi atrigger another asem
exactly
and so na ehu no
no na make here say managing year or say managing year na before then yen started ha ye nko hiehyia na no monsa no manto to yie asomdwe na hia
okay
na because I say at say I'm sorry to say this but microphobia o man mu a em say politics ni intro se bibi ba na say omo fi say tia ban na omo nige tie kasa ye kasa say they say obi both parties na yes ade now I don't think it's something we need to encourage. Oh, bibi ba ni nyina e pasundwe a o say ya no nyesa afi no be politics nti wo ko blame obi asebe enye onu kwa ne ko ya ade no nti afse enya abotre ma no eyie mu enam se e wo se ehia ye nyina yen kan se ne be ya emfa basa bia emaji afa political undertones ne de sebe ese kura okose okoba bi se okope abetie dia abetie kura ye ran here be ka se NDC na ya na se pipi na ye me se me pa abetie kakra kama media grow prof enti sa na eba na mfi se o se sa de ne hwe na ye giant said the be ya o man no koso no ebe
in fact no social media say no mo kontokwa kawkudi mosque kakra kaya yesie say no anom ko bia no na adane ntokwa o social media say Nanado's legacy God bless Nanado afa bi so we no Hama legacy bi wade abrofo na fi omukrom no mbesi maye o tekifo na besi maye Nanado ni Mahama anim eso yete anwemu ene ye ko ntokwa say na moso kakaka na Mahama dia Nanado dia Nanado kapre wo ma na Mahama kapre wo
Nanako bie Pokua se adie me hu say PBI press conference and say you cry anya Nanado na si ye ya ne ekoji hu you see
it doesn't matter
that is
the public debt your money sika
omayama honorable ama ujire bia ya abandon because
project o say no na
ma ko kapene go wie pe me na me
wanye
so
wozi wa nya usika
digama de ya be bra papa
the orientation o
yes ya be bra pa then aban bia nso ni o ba ode ne maame ana ne papa ejapade ba eso de airport ana adan ana mosque na ye ne ye sika ana de besi nso besi as we na ye ene honorable ko final comment
yo
ejura de no so they ba won twisting for baby ah
baby me twist say bia woni me say baby a wa chere me na hwan me ejura em say lawyer ne prof o maka die wo mu a refreshing ne say committee no ansa na on be show adwuma ase no krampo no om kosra ejura kuro no ekohwe ese ne eniema sitie ansa na on ba be show adwuma na se na media de meka ne say ensem asisi ejura nsem nse ya nhwe ne yie a anka ede oyende kese pa na ka ede braye na anka nye nipa mienu enanka omo ebehwere omo nkwa se ya manage ne yie a ebi anka nde no ka kuro no ka abo nti mesre mpanifo a ye ma omo akwanya se wo emesom oman no na wo nye saa committee ya adwuma no mesre se de omo hu ye no omo fantudwa wo nye recommendations a wo ankasa wo nimdie mu no ebetumi aboa omo famra ebi se wo hwemu a se ya ye hwe bi yetie bi wo mo adwuma na mo ye ne de yɛn mu bia ne yɛhwɛ bi ne de yɛn hu ne sɛ asɔ ani adan e kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo ma obi kwan enye sɛbe enhyɛ so ana sɛ ehunihuna bia mu obi nya kwan ka na sɛm going forward ɛdeɛ na yɛbɛyɛ a sɛbe sɛ kɔba sɛ mentem ho ase ene ye sɔre akan asɛm ye sei ya ekwan bɛ ne yɛbɛfa so a yɛbɛ manage ɛsɛ sɛ obi a wɔ ɔman mu bia tumi nya akwanya na wɔka nasɛm ɛsɛ yɛ ma obi kwan na ɔno nso etumi kyerɛ n'adwene wɔ nneɛma bi ho na yɛn nso a yɛ pere sɛ yɛ ma yɛ kwan ne yɛn kyerɛ yɛ adwene ne yɛn kan asɛm no yɛn no asɛm no nso no yɛ kɔka nsɛm twi yɛ kɔka yɛ kɔdi kɔfo atɛm ana if you say sɛbe ntɛsukɔkɔ no ɛwɔ obiara enum nti obi wɔ hɔ a ne level a ɔde betumi accept nsɛm a ɛmfata no sronko sɛ yɛba yɛ sɛ me ɔma ba hyemia nso me die ɛno no ɛnhame but ebi obi wɔ hɔ a ɔno nso no ɛbɛha no sɛ na asɛm a me betena me kan sɛ me nka asɛm bɔne ade na mo kan nsɛm sɛ kyerɛ me nti yɛn so astemamfoɔ no yɛn measure sɛneɛ yɛ ka asɛm because won sɛ asɛm te sɛ no social media no me yɛn fa no sɛ ɛyɛ private conversation na yɛ because the moment obɛtɛw because sɛ me da me dan mu a na me hyɛ kɔna ketewaa bi me you know deɛ tro keke edi ato so no millions of people na wo mo ye den ehu omo na omo te obia ne kwan ofa so a obe accept asem na amaka no se ko ba se on accept no wo de me pe no so a the problem beba enti no as oman no esese ye hwe na ne me bi oho a ye politicians esese ye ni me yi because amanfo bu afuye for whatever reason
and nan kan person buta mo na mo ne president wo president size mo hu say ground nye nkofo adwam nkofo bo afu
so o ka say ground nye de ana say de ya ye
ground me say introduction me ka say research be am site this week come see to aben na MPP mbe lose by 9%
mate na no kra na say say you da so mu a
ona want
politician
well Afia yes say
na no kra you okay mbeti
me ka say you okay na say you da so mu a you orange ni mu a enti
ba no be dan
Afia yes say
but president you aware of course president or ground
of course he
or drive fulcrum
eno de sebe security minim so or drive
but o hu sem kofo bre
na ye ni din komo
ayo hu sem kofo bre
yes ye ni din komo yeah of course ye ni din komo ye no mu say de Afia ye no ye cut across from the grassroots grassroots kwakodru sro ho mitumi ni president din komo enna me kofo no so wo fom no so edin komo
enti president oya aware say ye ho kire ya ye bu afu na ya disappointed say patriotic tie me question no ya disappointed say all ba no bo sha o de share ye ne ba bi o raise ye expectation kodru ye no enye ho ne ye wo sese na oya aware eye
perception sa na adwin ye
ya bi nye perception eye reality
okay wo reality no menyi wachini the American say Afia send ye tie bia no oman mu aye den no president dim
onim
pa yo enya de a onim enna enhyehyɛ bia se wo de to ho bia ebema eniema improve no oguso na ye boni chidom so say onye saa hwɛ president a me nimu no oye nipa otia sempa eniema ekoso na enye na wo ka kire no a ote ne pa enti no de ye be kan say Ghana fo nya abotre kakra man because adwuma no covid ahayen kakra
covid ne kra mo consider na moje cars
there be o eno ne de one man cars ontumi nya adwuma
mbetumi aye adwuma
saa
without the car mbetumi aye adwuma
yo me da se se saa na tie de a ene yate
Not just obey managing government communication. Said about boomfu. Sana also only animal before Nakasan Kagana for crab boomfu. Who prano be some waka no can air. But then how cool in the bazar the okul
Be na president so I am not being say obey your money.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, actually, so can Achim Mafia no hunti. You know what?
Oh, if you're
Only Achim
and I'm saying that's it.
if you're there, they come on, all the chat on.
No, I said,
no, a chance for
Mafia Ben.
Me dana say.
Oh, and confirm no new man is
and I'm saying that's
now GD omo kan OGD afia
me say onyi ni ankonka etimi da say afia
mana ya no say wow abuche which is good I'm saying no as say mo join here the critical issues the ebrem penifo mo boy nyina baby no send message one or two Mrs Obodai or Pamoni clothing moton corporate we any judges for entire papa so okuma say na baby or two okuma say no be ad TV no ato critical issues are all share you know abema ni osabute ni fix bone barrier for say yen kai honorable amakwata say bone barrier no omunye yenti yen kai no on fix bone barrier so omra na omeye road no
ye be overhead
you say honorable mafo so omobeye overhead
yes
yakate so do for overhead nye ne ye fa so ba akokra mo form enti ani osabute honorable say yen kan cho say omobeye enti nyaboche ye friend say ye mama Francis say amasa send email say ask him if he is loaded for vice president clearing freight forwarded Francis me o messages na I say I don't know say honorable mafo or so chair meaning say message is meant for you and I say it's meant for another person comfort boy ni and also please tikani adema president then the secretary office of the president for no yante so said the prof can no say abrantia ba ko say prof yen brabiem because you are full of wisdom ko when you fi and our experience you're able to share their politicians need a foresight now omo betimi ehun ehono ono ne comment no Makin or say no see true prof we a statesman papa wo dwene Ghana ho and Gloria Asari no say prof you should come back again said the obedi message no e buy no and Samikwe was say Leviticus powers and no say asphalting of anko kaswa de no ne enkwanta kesi honorable MP ni minister Mevisa Wakumsi koso den na mo bia anya na dwe se ohun de Mevisa Wakumsi eyo constituency no etia da na se na tewia Ebenezer no se Ghana hana kasa nya atwom no doso dodo obi wo NDC e wo de obeka o MPP o de obeka no so e na emwaye no na kwaku obodi oto barima agema no tiefia ha ho ene brofa kese ni twi akese a wo betre TV so na woka we amaka no fefefe nyina nka obi ti bebia nka so take note no de bone inform policy no omo nkosi aga aye so 2 weeks another topic ni scandal beba na mo jawe na mo koka eno omuntie de nwaka ni nyina enti ha ho emetena TV so ha weni de oka nyina nkosi aga ono so ne dia ode eba no Stacy Lati no say Gloria take it easy pa uba UK ni ade nya nko ye de enso nkofo obo homode enti mpanifo no obo homode a ye nya boche emo no mo hwe se adwuma no ebetumi akoso Judith boaten akwa say good job and if you mpanifo ni nyina betena studio ho no mayem asedan koma Professor Bafo Adjumadua United Nations former senior governance advisor awaye adwuma ya cha adwuma so waye BCD ni ade nyina yaka governance systems the structures are wa bin mu obetimi aka so ye authority prof ya da se na oja adwuma de mi no wo be bi kra konso wo de ebre ni bi ache accounts so na honorable Kofi Ahinkramafo nyama papa na de Ahinkramafo o say macho bedwani wo ache ase onso eja ne bibia na yi e wo constituency ne ade nyina aka wa mebo san constituency fo mbeka se monto aba manatro weja ni nyina ho aba abeboy honorable ya da se so na wo bai esa so na lawyer Akwasi Boate Mboama ye nyina ya ja atum se ye be campaign aman de no akọ na shebedum so da betimi akọ Boama maye policy amaye ene mra e wo mra shebedum lawyer ya da se na so uja ukwa e chia baby no ene ne maami nyina so mama wo kwana wababe abeboy wo dwumedie so enti ade ubekọ mra shebedum se unya nye constituency a na wape constituency bi ato ho no nyesa we create a consultancy for you.
New one.
Yeah, remember Andy Solomon, Andy, whatever, Andy had asked baby, Andy see or share, Andy Yakupon Shauna, or more a quatinty. Yeah, mammy, a glory for you, Bodu. Oh, mammy, that form next week, and mobile crammer, and oh, mammy, that's say, which me a year, and she said about crana, come, and mammy, will be to me in your crabia, a sefata, mammy, yeah, Mrs. Agnes Ofoy Bodu, Mrs. Agnes Ofoy Bodu, were retired educationist. I would be if you do watch me, 82 years. And say, mammy, Gloria for you, do a senior lawyer. I can't gender advocacy. A woman, a can't cry, ye, and sana, yenum cry, by Chabeka and Mahwasem. And to mammy, Yama Yako, any shedding so Yakupon show, so said the bar, or Bema your phone in a rechiche, or say, July was made to the new 25th July, and I'm your Achimasafo, Apeja, and Linda do Honor, Drew Honor, Abusu Bia, or which Abusa for Monsieur from a Vim lady, Afia Pokua, Miriam Cochadi, high speed media, minimum school for. Now, today I can come special eyes, and this chocolate drink, do hear any institution. So that's call a mammy production team now, led by my Prince Obimpe, and more market in a D, any idea production team, cameraman, sound, any idea, Ima Muna Yadamasi, switcher, Pedifua Cassia, MCA, free no anajo, Ukito. O hasa da ha bisi ene akopon shaw said about betimi ahwe so enche emra ne sesen so ebeba live e wo TV so kwasi ada wi bia e wo YouTube e fa me vim lady e fa pokwa akopon hwe nyina so no mai enkwatenten ne adom ene ahode e da mase